will be there through August 24th. For pickup, call or text 575-513-0143. Register now for the Dragonfly Festival programs and tours September 5th and 6th at Bitter Lake National Wildlife Refuge. There's a dragonfly tour, a birding tour, and a refuge wildlife tour. Fun for the whole family. For information and reservations, call 575-244-6256. To have your event listed on the KSVP community calendar, email calendar@ksvpradio.com. Please let us know at least 1 week in advance.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
Key news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump hopes for a deal to end the war in Ukraine in a matter of weeks. He's sounding cautiously optimistic after he welcomed Ukrainian President Zelensky back to the White House in a bid to end the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
Sitting side by side in the Oval Office, the two presidents expressed hope that White House talks, which include European leaders, could lead to a future three-way meeting with Russia's Vladimir Putin.
If everything works out well today, we'll have a trilat. And I think there will be a reasonable chance of ending the war when we do that.
Donald Trump also said he supports European security guarantees for Ukraine, though he stopped short of committing U.S. troops to the effort. Greg Clugston, the White House.
A long stretch of the East Coast is seeing thundering surf and hazardous rip currents, the result of Hurricane Aaron. The Cat 3 storm making its way north, well offshore. Several more Republican governors have authorized the deployment of National Guard troops to Washington.
Mississippi, Tennessee, and Louisiana are the latest states sending National Guard troops to the nation's capital. Those states' Republican governors joining their counterparts in Ohio, West Virginia, and South Carolina in backing President Trump's show of force in Washington, aimed at cracking down on crime and boosting immigration enforcement. The number of Guard troops detailed to D.C. now totals more than 1,100. About 800 troops had already been called up from the D.C. National Guard. Ben Thomas, Washington.
Some welcome news for air travelers. There is a tentative contract agreement to end the three-day strike by 10,000 Air Canada flight attendants. Canada's largest airline says that flights will resume this evening. The deal will pay workers for work that's performed while the planes are on the ground. Watching Wall Street, Dow futures up 82 points, NASDAQ futures down 55. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is Dennis Prager for AmFed Coin and Bullion. There's something about the feel of a gold coin in your hand and the way the light reflects off its intricate details that has always captivated me. Nick Grovich, AmFed's owner, turned that same passion into his livelihood. Nick began collecting coins as a teen, and that interest grew into a nationally respected business offering only the finest quality coins at the most competitive prices. But the truth is that although Nick is a rare coin dealer, he doesn't believe in rare coins. Rare coins do not make sound investments, but they do make dealers a lot of money. See, that's part of what I respect about him. AmFed specializes in buying non-performing numismatic coins and turning them into gold or silver investments that provide liquidity and perform competitively against the market. Whether you're buying or selling, call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. AmericanFederal.com.
China and India strengthening their ties as the U.S. puts the economic squeeze on India. They're helping to fund Putin's war machine by buying Russian oil.
On his final day in Delhi, Mr. Wang will meet the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is expected to travel to China later this month, his first visit there in 7 years. The Chinese Foreign Ministry statement after the meeting of the two foreign ministers said Beijing was ready to uphold the principle of cordiality and mutual benefit with India. While bilateral relations between Delhi and Beijing show distinct signs of a thaw, the jury is still out on whether President Trump's swinging tariffs on India are playing a role in nudging the two giant rivals in Asia closer to each other.
That's the BBC's Sanjay Dasgupta. Commuter train stalled on a flooded railway track in Mumbai. It's monsoon season again in India's financial and entertainment capital. News and analysis, townhall.com. Blue states continue paying an economic price for policies that punish the wealthy.
You tax the rich and you lose the rich.
Jonathan Williams with the American Legislative Exchange Council, or ALEX, says it's a simple formula that's been proven time and again. Just looking at his group's own Rich States, Poor States annual survey.
Millionaires' taxes drive out the wealthy, drive out small businesses, and those states at the end of the day are left with less revenue, not more.
Case in point, California has lost another major corporation. In-N-Out Burger says it will move its headquarters out of California to tax-friendly Tennessee. Bob Agnew reporting.
The Missouri Attorney General is resigning to take a leadership post with the FBI. Republican Attorney General Andrew Bailey says he's leaving effective September 8th. He'll serve as co-deputy director of the FBI. He's been an ardent supporter of President Trump. More on these stories, townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special day or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nell's Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
Good morning, Artesia. It is Tuesday, August 19th. I'm your host, Scott Pedersen. I'm so glad to be with you guys today. We got a great show coming up. Hey, we're going to hear from the hospital here in the first hour, and then next hour, of course, we got our chamber hour, and then in the third hour, we'll hear from Aaron, and then the Eddy County DWI. But let's go ahead and get the show started off right. Let's jump into Scripture. Sorry about that. Hey, if you want to join me, I'm going to be in 1 Corinthians today. I'm going to be working between chapters 16 and 13. 1 Corinthians, if you don't know, is an interesting book. The entire book is basically what not to do as a church leader book, and the entire book is Paul writing to the church in Corinth and correcting them on any number of things. Their failure to do church discipline, their disorder in their worship, they're going after other gospels. Everything you can think of that a church would be doing wrong, here they are, and they're being corrected. But what's interesting is how he closes the letter. In his final closing of the letter, he's given instructions. He's saying, hey, Timothy's coming to you. Apollos might be coming to you at some point. These other brothers are coming to you. And what their purpose was, we're not exactly sure. But I think he's coming there. I think he's sending other church leaders, people that are under him, to go and correct them, give them correction, give them direction, help them rebuild the church there in Corinth to where it should be. But he closes out, and in his final instructions, he makes this singular comment, and it's verse 13 in the 16th chapter of 1 Corinthians. It says, "Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong, let all you do be in love." It's an interesting statement, and I think it goes to our modern understanding of church and everything else. For far too long, I believe, we have turned church into a place where we're told that we just need to be gentle and kind and all those things, and that's correct, because as you'll see here in the 13th chapter in a moment. But what we've turned it into is never speaking out against anyone, never saying, "Hey, you're wrong in this." And especially the church as a whole has now become this place where we don't go out into the city streets. We don't go out into the public and correct the world around us. We have to function within a secular mindset of, well, our church is over here and our church does what it does, but we can't say anything that upsets anybody. And I think that's really what we've done as churches is we've gotten to the point where we're being a man who corrects, a man who exercises authority. This is who he's talking to. He's talking to the elders and leaders of this church. He's act like men, be strong, but do it in love. Which takes us back to chapter 13. Well, what does it mean to do it in love? Love is patient. Love is kind. It doesn't envy or boast. It's not arrogant or rude. It doesn't insist on its own way. It's not irritable or resentful. It doesn't rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with truth. It bears all things. What is he saying there? He's not saying be a pushover. He's not saying don't correct wrong thinking. He isn't saying don't push forward the full gospel of Christ. He's not saying that hey, just let everybody do what they want to do and don't hurt anybody's feelings. That's not what he's saying. Act like men, be strong, stand up for what is right, but do it in this way. Do it in a way that's not arrogant. It's not boastful. Do it in a way that where people, when they see it, when they're corrected, when they're brought the truth and they're told, no, you're living in the wrong way. You're walking in the wrong way. Hey, society, you're going in the wrong direction. When they hear it, what they hear is someone that's loving and cares for the fact that that they're going the wrong way and that it's going to lead to bad things. How do I know that what Paul is saying here is not telling us to let everybody go about their own way? Well, I go to Christ's example, and I jump to Matthew 23. And I know I'm kind of jumping around today. I usually stick in one place, but I pick up in verse 29, "Woe to you, scribes, Pharisees, and hypocrites, for you build the tombs of the prophets, and decorate the monuments of the righteous, saying, if we had lived in the days of our fathers, we wouldn't have taken part in this. Thus you witness against yourself. You serpents, you brood of vipers, how are you to escape the sentence to hell?" Well, I think if we're going to look to anyone for the perfect example of love, it's Christ. I don't hear Christ mincing words there. I don't hear Christ stringing them along with, well, you guys are trying your best. No, he looks at him and says, you're a bunch of brood of vipers. You need to be corrected. You need to understand that what you're doing is wrong, and you're injuring the people around you. That's the level of correction That's the way we need to stand up and act like men. Be strong. Do it in love, but that doesn't mean not to be firm. It doesn't mean to not hurt people's feelings. People's feelings are going to be hurt whether they, if they choose to. People can either accept the correction or not. This is the kind of concept of Christian love that we need to be displaying in the world around us. If we look at this world, we look at the city around us, we look at the things that are going on, and we see that they're not following after Christ, then even though especially if they proclaim to be Christian, or they proclaim that Christ is king, then they need to see and hear where they're going wrong. I know that upsets people. I know that's not a popular opinion, but the issues are that where we're at in our society at this point, where we're at in this world, is because men haven't stood up and been strong. They haven't acted like men. They've tiptoed around the truth, or on the converse, we have loud, arrogant, boastful, prideful men that just lambaste people. We have to find that sweet spot in the middle. Be strong, but do it in love. All right, Artesia, let's go ahead and check in on the weather, and then when we come back, we'll look at our cafeteria menus.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a little bit of that monsoon air getting into our area today, so we do have a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Some sunshine, though. We're headed for the mid and upper 90s. Overnight, a few showers hanging around. We'll be in the upper 60s to about 70, and then about the same for Wednesday. Scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Mix of sun and clouds, mid 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, look at that weather. A high of Hobbs is 91, Roswell 91, Carlsbad 93, Artesia 92. So warm, but not too hot today. And possibility of showers, it looks like this morning, like we might get a little bit of rain. So we'll look forward to that. If that happens, 50% chance. Yesterday we had a high of 95, a low of 70. Last year it was at 99 and 66. Our soil temps today are 94, high of 94, low of 89. All right. Well, let's jump into our calendars and see what's going on around town. For breakfast over at the Artesia Public Schools cafeteria today, you're going to have cereal and crunch mania. I'm not sure what that is. For lunch, beef tacos, cheese, ranch-style beans, lettuce and tomato, orange wedges. At the senior meal site today, going to have enchiladas with pinto beans, Spanish rice, and some apricots. At the senior center today, hey, don't forget, today, 4:30, out to eat at the China Dragon. You might check in and see if they've still got some spaces over there. Don't forget, they got hand, knee, and foot this morning at 9, line dancing at 9:30, and 2 o'clock this afternoon, they've got some poker. Today at the library, 2 p.m. For the adults, Dungeons and Dragons going on. And then special programs this week, Saturday, August 23rd, they'll be having the Vital Ant blood drive out there. So if you want to give blood, that's a good place here in town today, this week. All right. Who's got birthdays? Happy birthday to Diane Baker, Cecilia Leva, and Kim Cafton. Have a wonderful day.
Peace of mind means knowing you're in good hands. For over 20 years, Air Method's Native Air Emergency Air Medical Program has proudly served the people of New Mexico. And now we're expanding to Eddy County with a new base at Artesia General Hospital. We deliver the most highly rated emergency air medical care in the industry with expertly trained crews ready to respond when every second counts. Worried about the cost? A 2024 independent study found that patients treated by Air Methods typically experience 24% lower post-event inpatient healthcare costs. And thanks to the No Surprises Act, patients with private insurance are protected from unexpected out-of-network air ambulance bills. You'll only pay your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. Learn more at airmethods.com. That's airmethods.com. Copays, coinsurance, and deductibles are set by insurance providers, not Air Methods. Terms and costs may vary. Contact your insurer for details.
Craving a taste of New Mexico? Come to Adobe Rose Restaurant in Artesia. Nestled in the heart of Artesia, savor Chef Chloe's award-winning Southwestern dishes like the legendary Dr. Pepper braised lamb and even more fresh, never frozen Southwest favorites and flavors. Enjoy your favorite cocktail, beer, or wine. Dine in our cozy main room or relax in the stunning courtyard with live music on weekends. Located just off 13th Street in Artesia, Adobe Rose is your oasis of fine dining. Call 575-746-6157. Adobe Rose, where New Mexico blooms.
Summertime is the right time to move on into the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop. The Cow is an authorized handy quilter long arm dealer. They make their own quilts, shirts, and rope bowls right at the Cow. Come in and check out all the summer fabrics plus stellar fabrics for our interstellar travelers. The Cow has Brothers Sewing machines with warranties on sale now, and they can fix and perform maintenance on all brands. So log on to RoswellQuilting.com to order. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the Cow.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 649 head of cattle sold on Monday on a steady to higher market with excellent buyer tenants. Compared to last week, the weaned stocker steers sold 10 to 25 higher. Unweaned stocker cattle sold steady. Feeder cattle steady. Packer cows and bulls also sold steady. 3 to 400 pound steers, 545, 630. 3 to 400 pound heifers, 451, 585. 4 to 500 pound steers, 445, 545. 4 to 500 pound heifers, $4, 451. 5 to 600 pound steers, 391, 445. 5 to 600 pound heifers, 382, $4. 6 to 700 pound steers, 372, 391. 6 to 700 pound heifers, 352, 382. 7 to 800 pound steers, 362, 372. 7 to 800 pound heifers, 330, 352. Packer cows, 170, 179. Canner and cutter cows, 164, 168. Packer bulls, 190 to 207.50. Feeder bulls, 180, 184. Top half the cow-calf pairs, $3,000 to $3,300 per pair. Top half the bred cows, $2,750 to $3,000 per head. Expecting a better run of cattle for next week. We appreciate the business. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Turn it up.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, let's jump into our pile of flyers here and see what's going on. Hey, don't forget the Steve Perez family. Steve's still is going through a heart transplant, and he's asking for our community's help to cover their travel and hotel expenses. So if you'd like to donate to that, head on over to First American Bank in Artesia and let them know you'd like to donate to the Steve and Yolanda Medical Fund there and help them out. Don't forget Traveling Dumpsters. Traveling Dumpsters still located over at corner of Grand and 13th behind the APS storage building. The City of Artesia has a utility billing update for us. Utility billing department is in the process of updating our billing system to better serve our community. Unfortunately, this transaction has created temporary delays in our normal billing. As a result, your next two bills will each cover 45 days of service. These next bills will arrive on their normal schedule. They apologize for the inconvenience this has caused. All right, let's see where we can give blood today or this week. Let's see, today is Tuesday, August 19th. So they're going to be located at Schlotsky's today. So if you'd like to donate blood, You can head over to Schlotsky's between 11 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. there at 905 West Main Street. And don't forget, you get a $10 gift card and a chance to win one of three $10,000 gift cards. So that's going to be pretty awesome. So if you want to do that, go over and give blood at Schlotsky's today. The Artesia Senior Center wants to remind you this Thursday, August 21st, is National Senior Citizen Day. So they'll be celebrating that along with their August birthdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The center will provide lunch, and it'll be served at noon by the Artesia Classical Academy students. There's going to be games, booths, drawings, so just stop in and join the fun. All right. Republican Party of Eddy County. I don't know why I can never get that out. So the next Republican Women's Club of Carlsbad meeting is to be held at Stevens Inn and Restaurant this Thursday, August 21st at 11:30 a.m. Program begins at noon. The North Eddy County night meeting for the Republican Party of Eddy County will be held at the Artesia Country Club at 5:30, and program starts at 6. Food distribution this Thursday in Loving at the Loving Community Center at 9:30 a.m., which is at 602 South 4th Street. So if you know someone needing food, head on over that. Let's see. Oh yeah, reserve football seats. So if you're a ticket holder of reserve seats for the football stadium, they're now on sale through Friday, August 22nd. So you have till this Friday to go pay for your reserve seats. Any seats that aren't claimed by Friday will go up for sale next Monday. Yep, next Monday, August 25th, and on a first-come, first-served basis. So you can head on over to the Bulldog Pit between 1 and 4 p.m. And so if you want to go check that out. Our first game is this Friday, but it is unfortunately out of town in Carlsbad. And our first home game will be next Friday on August 29th. All right. Let's see. Paint Artesia with Paws. So the AHS cheerleaders are doing our fundraiser. They'll come out and they'll paint bulldog paws on your driveway, your sidewalk, or wherever. So if you've got a business, or if even if you just want them at your house, reach out to our cheerleaders and get that done. Head Start is still accepting applications for their 2025-2026 school year. If your child's 3 or 4 years old, they may be eligible for Head Start. Registrations are Mondays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Appointments available if necessary. Just reach out to here in Artesia to 575-748-1141, or head on over to 504 West Gage Street. In Carlsbad, go to 1915 San Jose Boulevard, or call 575-887-3939. Our Boy Scouts are still looking for a unit commissioner, a volunteer position to help the scout units, different scout units around the area for the Eddy County. They'll help deliver quality programs, share resources, and maintain strong relationships in the district. If you're interested in volunteering for that spot, you can call 575-626-6763. City of Carlsbad's looking for their Under 40 Award nominations. If you know a young leader making a difference in the community, you can reach out to the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce at 575-887-6516 to make those nominations. Don't forget about the upcoming Dragonfly Festival, September 5th through 6th at the Bitter Lake National Wildlife Refuge. If you'd like more information on that, you can call 575-244-6256. We're headed into getting closer and closer to September and the 10th annual Red Dirt Black Gold Music Festival. Man, it's going to be quite a party. Thursday through Saturday, music and entertainment every night, food trucks, vendor spots, everything, just tons and tons of stuff for everybody. So mark your calendars for that. The Artesia High School 2025 Homecoming Parade will happen Friday, September 26th Right now, if you'd like to be part of that, you can put your parade entry in, and you can fill those out and return them to the AHS front office by 3:30 p.m. on Thursday the 18th, September 18th. If you'd like more information, you can call Jennifer Humble or Ashley Mason at 575-746-9816. The Artesia High School class of 65 would like to let you know they're having their 60th class reunion on homecoming, which is Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th. If you'd like more information, you can reach out to Vicki at 575-308-9464 or Connie at 575-748-5206. The Our Lady of Grace Fall Fiesta and 5K happens September 20th through 21st at the Guadalupe Park. There'll be live music, great food, games, and fun for the whole family. The American Heart Association and Artesia General Hospital want to let you know about their glow-in-the-dark Heart Walk and 5K. Saturday, September 20th. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. from the Artesia General Hospital. If you'd like more information on that, you can reach out to Jackie at 575-736-8280. And that looks like it wraps it up for those. Oh, I've got this. I wanted to, before we go to another commercial break, I want to, just a sec. There we go. National Championship Air Races. Hey, we got an announcement from the National Championship Air Races. It looks like they have different classes. I think there was supposed to be like 7 different classes of racers. It looks like the unlimited class, which is their super, super fast planes, they've decided to withdraw from the participation, but it has to do with getting certified and some other things, and we're not exactly sure why they pulled out, but they will be pulling out, and they wanted to announce that. And but they wanted to also remind you, even though the unlimited class is pulling out, it's still going to be a huge event. The inaugural Roswell Air Races 2025 is going to be an amazing time with world-class air racing, breathtaking military, civilian, and warbird air show appearances, vendor and exhibitor midway with incredible food, and impressive static aircraft displays. InCar is going to also feature its expansive STEM Discovery Zone powered by the global robot and drone deployment. And so there's going to be tons and tons of stuff for kids and everything out there. So mark your calendars for that. September 10th through 14th, that's going to be an awesome week. So you can check all of that out. All right. Well, let's go ahead and go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back after this.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Over the weekend, Artesia Clean and Beautiful held the dedication ceremony for the Eagle Draw Community Mural. The city is expressing gratitude to everyone who came out and helped paint the longest mural in town. Don't forget, you can follow along on the Artesia Rec Center project on YouTube. Over the past few months, the city's contractors have been putting out weekly videos showing each step of the construction process. Stay up to date on the project and also watch how it all started from the very beginning. Just search Artesia Rec Center on YouTube. The National Farm to Cafeteria Conference is scheduled at the Albuquerque Convention Center in December on the 1st through 4th, hosted by the National Farm to School Network, with support from New Mexico partners, including Farm to Table. The conference is the premier event for anyone passionate about bringing local food to institutional settings and driving positive change in the food system. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Here's a song for Lowell's Pharmacy, and when it's over, I'll explain why we're called the Family Pharmacy.
You and your family getting all the things you need, where personal service is always guaranteed. Prescriptions filled faster with dependability. That is why we're called the Family Pharmacy.
At Lowell's Pharmacy, we are called the Family Pharmacy. Let me spell it out for you. The F stands for fair prices and everything. The A is for accurate prescription service. M for the many professional services we provide. The I is for immediate service. L for the luxury of getting everything you need in just one place. And the Y is for you.
And that is why we're called the Family Pharmacy.
Lowell's Pharmacy, 612 North 13th, across from the hospital in the Artesia Professional Building. Lowell's Pharmacy.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Well, the Artesia Bulldogs girls soccer team sure got off to a good start over the weekend playing in Silver. They played 2 games on Saturday. Artesia won the first game against host Silver. 2-0 was the final there. And then Artesia blew out Alamogordo in the second game. 10-0 was the final. So Artesia's 2-0, and they'll take on Hobbs tonight at 6 o'clock, the season opener for the Hobbs Eagles. Meanwhile, the Carlsbad girls get started tonight. They will be playing in a 6:30 game against Lovington. That's the lid lifter for both teams, in fact. And then the Artesia boys will be at Hobbs tonight. The season opener for the Dogs, that starts at 6 o'clock in Hobbs against the Eagles. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
Your new car has about 1,500 computer chips inside, running everything from seat warmers to crash alerts. It's super high tech, but what happens when the software behind those features shuts down? Suddenly, that smart car isn't very smart. I'm Kim Commando for Total AV, award-winning antivirus software for just $19 for the first year right now at protectwithkim.com. The average car on U.S. roads is over 12 years old. Many connected car systems only last 7 to 10 years, though. That's bad news for any used car buyer. A mechanically perfect car could have worthless tech that you just can't use. So before you buy that fully loaded dream car, question when the tech stops calling home. Ask how long the remote start, safety systems, and other features will last. Check the car manual, the app, and the forums. If the tech relies on a soon-to-be-dead network or discontinued service, you might as well be buying a VHS player on wheels. In today's world, you must be tech ahead. Sign up for my free newsletter right now at getkim.com. Cybercrime is on the rise, and hackers are getting smarter every day. From phishing scams to ransomware attacks, criminals are after your devices and your money. So how do you fight back? One of the best defenses is solid antivirus software. Blocks suspicious websites and stops hackers before they can do any damage. A healthy dose of skepticism when opening emails or clicking links doesn't hurt either. But for the antivirus help you need, I trust and recommend Total AV. They update you in real time, keeping you protected from the latest threats. Go to protectwithkim.com now and get Total AV for just $19 for the first year. It covers up to 5 devices, including Windows, Macs, and smartphones. That's protectwithkim.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Your security matters. Get protected now. Go to protectwithkim.com for my exclusive deal with Total AV. Just $19 for the first year. That's protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com.
Turpin & Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. We have no new obituaries or reminders. This listing has been presented as a service by Turpin & Son Mortuary of Artesia. We make it personal.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a little bit of that monsoon air getting into our area today, so we do have a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Some sunshine, though. We're headed for the mid and upper 90s. Overnight, a few showers hanging around. We'll be in the upper 60s to about 70, and then about the same for Wednesday. Scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Mix of sun and clouds, mid 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, here in just a few minutes, we're going to be joined by some of the staff over at Artesia General Hospital. Hey, one of the things I think I missed in my last section, I wanted to go back and hit real quick. The Republican Party has put out a list. So the Secretary of State has finally issued the proclamation for the November regular local election. The following offices are up for election in Eddy County. City of Carlsbad has 4 counselor spots going up, wards 1, 2, 3, and 4. Village of Hope, the mayor and 2 counselors are up for election. Village of Lovely, 2 counselors. Artesia Public Schools, so here's one of local interest. 3 school board members, districts 1, 2, and 4. They are up for election this year, and so if we can look forward to that. So one of the things that it's important is we don't do a great job of voting around here at all. Our turnout numbers are not always that great, but we start talking about the midterm stuff, or the things that are off year, off season. We don't get as participatory in it. But here's the deal: that's when a lot of our local elections are being held, and so I would say you should put as much, if not more, concern and effort into paying attention to our local elections as we do the national. When it's a president, everybody's all excited, and it's just a big national thing, and everybody's like, oh, we're all into this, and we're worried about the president. But I think it's more important that we look and go, what about our public schools? What about, let's see what else is coming up in Artesia. Artesia General Hospital is going to have 2 district board members up for election this year, 2 spots there, districts 4 and 5. And so I just want to make sure that we're paying attention, and we're looking at who are holding those spots locally, and examine them and saying, hey, look, is this who I want representing me in this district? Let's see. In addition, there may be tax questions, mill levies on this ballot, so watch out for them. Each office is a 4-year term, and you have until August 26th. If you would like to file as a candidate for any of those open positions. All right. Other position that is of interest on there, Southeast New Mexico College has 2 college board members. They're a local college here in Eddy County. They're the only college we got in Eddy County, so we should be interested in what's going on over there as well. Hey, let's go ahead and we'll take one last commercial break, and then we'll come back with the Artesia General Hospital.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Wall Street held near its record heights on Monday, ahead of a week likely to be dominated by updates from the head of the Federal Reserve. The union for 10,000 striking Air Canada flight attendants said Monday they won't return to work, even though the strike, now in its 4th day, has been declared illegal. The strike at Canada's largest airline is affecting about 130,000 travelers a day at the peak of the summer travel season. The conservative network Newsmax will pay $67 million to settle a lawsuit accusing it of defaming voting equipment company Dominion by spreading lies about President Donald Trump's 2020 election loss. That's according to documents filed Monday. The settlement comes after Fox News Channel paid $787.5 million to settle a similar lawsuit in 2023. Starbucks will give 2% salary increases to all salaried employees in North America this year as part of a turnaround strategy focused on controlling costs. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Hey Roswell, trade up to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for less during the final days of the summer clearance event at Roswell Ford. Right now, save big with clearance prices on new Fords with 0% APR and make no payments for 90 days. Your friends at Roswell Ford make upgrading to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for less super fun, super fast, and super easy. If you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to free you from your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. Get huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, because we'll do whatever it takes to make a deal. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand financed. Interest accrues from date of sale, subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
The Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center now has their very own website.
Visit artesiamuseum.org to stay up to date on events and exhibits. Look through historical photos of Artesia, submit research requests, and more. For information, please call 575-748-7345. Stop by the Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center at 505 West Richardson Avenue or online at artesiamuseum.org. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 4. This ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham. The account of origins presented in the Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events and provides reliable basis for man's worldview and a framework for scientific investigation into the question of the origin and history of life. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you by Harvest Fellowship at 2307 West Main in Artesia. Call Pastor Ronnie Williams at 746-6195. Now, today's Answers with Ken Ham.
Millions of years in Genesis? This is Ken Ham, a contributor to the family-friendly apologetics magazine, Answers. Were rock layers and fossils formed during a millions of years long gap between Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:2? Well, we find evidence of animals eating one another in the fossil record. But Genesis tells us everything was originally created vegetarian. We also find fossil thorns, but thorns are part of the curse. If rock layers and fossils are millions of years old, then animal carnivory and thorns came before sin, not after like the Bible teaches. The gap in Genesis was added to explain the rock layers and fossils. But the global flood of Noah perfectly explains these things. There's no gap.
Want to learn more about Genesis, rock layers, fossils, and the flood? Visit our website at AnswersRadio.com for more information.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. So we're joined by Kim and Kush. Hey, how are y'all doing?
Good, thanks.
Doing good.
Artesia General Hospital coming in to tell us all about everything they've got going on. And so I know you guys got quite a few events coming up this fall.
Yeah, our headliner is going to be the Foundation's golf tournament and banquet once again. So, Kim, I'll let you take it off.
Yeah.
So October 4th, we're having our third Tia for Tata's Golf and Gala, and that is in recognition of breast cancer awareness. So we get all the teams out on the course to support just promoting the awareness of breast cancer. And in the evening, we have a golf and gala, or we have a gala and fundraiser, and all the proceeds this year are going to the addition of a breast coil for our MRI. So our goal is to purchase this breast coil and be able to do breast MRIs within our facility.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's a big push for us. I mean, our hospital, it's, you know, with our radiology department, they make a big push during the month of October, which is breast cancer awareness. And so we just want to support those that come in and, you know, be able to provide educational material as well as, you know, all the services that are needed if you go and you have that mammogram and need that additional study of an MRI.
That's great. That's good news.
So you can sign up for the golf tournament. If you look on the Artesia General Hospital Foundation website, you'll see our flyer. So spots are still open to sign up and or purchase tickets for the gala.
All right. So golf and a gala all in one day. So great fundraiser there. So
it's a big day.
Big day for you. I'm sure you're already working hard on it. Yeah, trying to get it all together.
We are.
I think a lot of people, you know, we enjoy going out to all these things. A lot of people don't understand the amount of work that goes into putting one of those together. It's huge.
Yeah, and you know, it's for a good cause. So come on out and support the foundation and have fun whilst doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not even just supporting the foundation, it's supporting our community. You know, I mean, we do not have the ability to do breast MRIs here in town. And so keeping with our goal of keeping services close to home so people don't have to drive, but we'll
be comfortable with the services that they get. It's just an addition so we can keep you close to home.
That's perfect. Perfect. Awesome.
And, coming up in September, we've also got the Heart Walk. Heart health is also a big issue that we're kind of focused on as well. So partnering with the American Heart Association, we're going to do a heart walk in the area. I believe this is the third year that it's been done as well. September 20th in the evening. It's a glow in the dark. And check out the Facebook. There's more information on there as well.
Is that a 5K?
I believe there's a couple different things you can do. The 5K is one of them.
5K is one of them.
Yes.
Okay, so
We have
awesome.
a short 1 mile as well. So
There you go.
Eagle Draw will be lit up with lights. And so
Fun.
just fun time to bring your family out and just walk for a good cause.
Awesome. So we got a glow in the dark walk.
Yes.
And then we got our golf coming up, and there's something else I thought you told me guys about during the break. What was something else coming up? Or was? Oh no, you said you'd put up a new list of providers.
Yeah,
that's
new
what
list
it was.
of providers.
I was trying to dig in that memory real quick.
Yeah, we like to keep that updated every so often. I try and do that once every couple of months just to make sure we've got everyone on there. And it's a nice one-page printable reference. So, print it out, stick it up on your fridge. That way the next time you're going, hey, who was that provider again? It's handy and up there as well. So the website, our Facebook, those are always good resources for that.
Awesome. Well, how's our new surgeon settling in?
He's doing pretty good. He's, starting to get a little busy.
He had his first case in the OR yesterday.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Business is picking up.
Yeah. Yeah, so you drug him in on day 2, but a few days later, here we are a week later, and you're already putting him to work. So
Yeah, he's eager. He is ready to see patients and share his skill set.
Yeah.
So
he seemed like an enthusiastic young man ready to go to work. So that's exciting. So
yeah, and the cool thing about that too is they come in with like the latest knowledge and the latest technologies, and everyone here in the area benefits from that.
Yeah, that's really good. We also talked before you guys came on. So the mill levy is coming back up. We got any information on that we want to share with people?
We're working on getting some information out. We're going to do things just a little differently because people have asked for some more information.
Yeah.
So we're working on getting some handouts, potentially some yard signs, things like that as well,
Okay.
to get more information out so people know a little bit more this time around.
And so
yes, it will be back on your ballot in November.
Yep.
And so I just want to reiterate, this is not a new tax. This tax has been going on for years and years and years. And it's, something that most people do not know really a whole lot about. But it is not for a new hospital. It's to maintain services of the at the hospital. And just keeping services close to home, like I said, the deal is with this is that it helps us sustain our current hospital.
Yeah.
So we are not looking into the future. We're looking at sustainability of our hospital and the fact that we can all, as a community who use the facilities and utilize our services, come together to support that. That's what the mill levy is about.
Yeah, you take a look at a lot of the things you guys have done over the past year, and what you're talking about getting this new coil for the MRI. You guys are really, I think, striving to make all of our services available here for us, so we don't have to travel. And so I think if people would hear that and understand that, maybe like, hey, look, that mill levy is what keeps us going with what we got.
Yes.
So then we can take extra funds to improve services and everything else. The new hospital's down the road. That's all going to be a totally different pot of money. That's a whole different thing.
Yes.
So I think if people would understand that, maybe maybe we can get people out to the polls.
Yes.
And maybe it not being a mid-year thing too.
Agreed.
I think that'll be helpful. How long will that? Do you know how long that mill levy will be for? So if they vote for it this year, it goes for what?
It's 4 years.
So it's a 4-year
renewed
levy
every 4 years.
Okay, so then we don't have to address it again for 4 years
Correct.
after that.
Yes.
So that'll keep you guys going for the next 4 years. Awesome. Well, we got a few more minutes we need to cover. So what else has happened around the hospital of interest for people? What are some services you guys might want to highlight? I've told him. Marty went to the new clinic.
Oh, good.
And it is amazing. You guys knocked it out of the park on that thing. That was really, really nice over there.
Yes.
So the new women's clinic, if anybody's wondering what I'm
Yes.
talking about, the new women's clinic at the hospital is amazing.
So that is Vibrant Women's Health, and it's located next to Lowell's Pharmacy. They are up and operating, so we really wanted to focus in on women's health care issues specifically. So if you feel like you have anything to address, just call our office. Call the main number of the hospital and ask for the Women's Health Clinic, and they can get you connected. So, and also, I just wanted to point out, Memorial Family Practice has made the addition of 2 additional walk-in providers, and so our accessibility there is far greater than it has been in the past. They are solely focused on walk-ins, and so we are also open through the noon hour. So if you need a quick appointment during your lunchtime, come just stop by and we'll get you taken care of.
So walk-in hours are now what? From
7 to 5.
7 to 5 all day.
Yeah.
So
All
that's
day.
that's a full-on walk-in clinic. If you need something, that isn't ER worthy,
Yes.
go on over to the walk-in clinic and just walk in and get your care right then and there. And like I've told you guys probably over and over, it's amazing. I've never been into a hospital where you can walk in and by the time you sit down, they're calling you back. I mean, they do a phenomenal job over there. So.
And just keep in mind when you utilize our services, if you're not sure which way to go, right or left, either to Memorial Family Practice or the ER.
Yeah.
ER is for more complicated healthcare issues. We can take care of probably 90% or 95% of things through our walk-in clinic. And so, in just saving those ER precious times for those who are critical or, have an issue that needs to be addressed a little more intensively.
Yeah. Yeah, if your arm hurts, go to the walk-in clinic.
Yeah.
If your arm's missing, go on over to the ER.
You're exactly right. Right or left.
If it's an ouch, go left. If it's an OMG, go right.
Yeah,
Right.
there you go.
Totally
I like that. Awesome. So what are some other services you guys might want to highlight that's going on that people might not know about here at the hospital right now?
Our cardiology service is always a good one. And, heart health, we've got behavioral health on campus as well, several providers. So, mental health is a big issue these days, and people are struggling sometimes. Don't be afraid to come in and ask for help. That's what we're here
So
for.
where does someone go if they need the mental health care? Is that a walk-in thing? Is it a referral? How do people access mental health around here in Artesia?
So typically, it all depends on your insurance is how I like to answer that question. But start out by calling us, 748-3333. We can kind of get you headed in the right direction, get you talking to someone at the desk that can help you navigate that process, and figure out what your options are.
Okay, awesome. And so you guys have got, I'm going to guess maybe a full range of mental health there, from psychology to psychiatry, the whole thing, or what are we offering?
We call it behavioral health. It's not traditional counseling in that sense, but we are able to kind of provide you with resources and help you through whatever issues you're working through.
That's really good to know. Awesome. Trying to think what else there might be. Always reminding people, you guys do offer vehicles or transportation services, right?
And now through, I believe it's October, we're offering free transportation for any in-city appointments. So if you live in Carlsbad, any Carlsbad appointment is free transportation. If you live in Artesia, any Artesia appointment is free transportation as well. Awesome. If it's city to city, there's a very small charge attached to it.
Yeah, so if you're here in town and you need to head up to I guess it was the big MRI center in Carlsbad, they can get a transport up there as well. And all they got to do is call
748-3333 or look number on the website. On the top left-hand side, there's a request transportation option.
Okay, so if you get on the web and go up there and click that and put in your request.
Yes.
How far in advance do people need to have that? Is that day of, or is it got to be a couple days ahead, or?
We like a few days notice if possible. Of course, if there are openings, we will accommodate you. But it is first come, first serve. So the sooner you kind of know about an appointment, sooner you let us know, the better we're able to accommodate you.
Awesome. So, trying to think, what else you guys got? I mean, we got 2 minutes.
Gosh, so many things. You know, I can always talk about the green chili. That's a good kind of spot for lunch.
We know. That was yummy. Yeah, I was, we can schedule that at least once a month. You know?
Exactly. There you go. I keep telling Gene he needs to have some of his offsite meetings there, bringing Jeffrey with the camera. You can see what all the different foods are. Green Chili now has its own Facebook page as well, so we're trying to post like our daily specials. If you're trying to figure out what to eat, there's a nice little picture that tells you exactly.
What's the hours for meals over there for the public where you can just walk in?
It really depends. It opens at 6. It's 6 through 10 for breakfast, and then they kind of shut down for a little bit to get ready for lunch, which I believe is 11:30 to 1:30.
11:30 to 1:30.
Yeah. And then those are kind of the typical hours.
So breakfast and lunch at the Green Chili Cafe, so you can get on over there and get some good food. Hey, I just want to thank you guys for all the amazing work you do.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You guys, it's nice to come home to a small town like this and be able to still, go and use good local services and everything else. And the more you grow, I think it's going to be a pretty amazing thing to watch as you guys see. I think you're seeking to become a kind of a medical hub, right here in southeast New Mexico. I think that would be a pretty amazing thing if you guys pulled that off.
That would be our goal.
So,
for sure.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you. And you guys keep up all the good work up there. And don't forget, everybody. So let's recap. You got the 2025 Tee Off for Tatas Golf and Gala in October. That's October 4th, and then we got the Heart Walk in September. All right. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
Well, yet, President Trump is hoping for one to end the war in Ukraine soon.
I believe a peace agreement at the end of all of this is something that's very attainable, and it can be done in the near future.
Mr. Trump hosted Ukrainian President Zelensky along with 7 European leaders yesterday afternoon at the White House. Among other things, the U.S. backing security guarantees for Ukraine once the war is over. Relief for Air Canada travelers as a strike against the carrier comes to an end.
The airline and the union representing 10,000 flight attendants have reached an agreement ending the workers' strike that began over the weekend. Canada's largest airline says it will resume flights this evening. The union says the agreement will guarantee members pay for work performed while planes are on the ground, resolving one of the major issues that triggered the strike. Air Canada says returning to full service may require 7 to 10 days, and some flights will be canceled until the schedule is stabilized. The strike has affected about 130,000 travelers a day at the peak of the summer travel season. I'm Mike Hempton.
Hurricane Aaron not expected to make landfall, although it is generating huge waves and dangerous rip currents along the East Coast. Parts of North Carolina's Outer Banks, specifically Hatteras and Ocrahoke Island, are under evacuation orders. The sale of the Boston Celtics has been finalized. Private equity mogul Bill Chisholm is taking control of the NBA's most decorated franchise. He won the bidding in March with an offer that valued the franchise at more than $6.1 billion, a record price paid for an American pro sports team. And on Wall Street, the Dow is up more than 150 points, while the Nasdaq trading 132 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody is keeping an eye on the Fed and how an interest rate cut might affect gold prices. Gold has been hovering at around $3,400 an ounce for the last 2 months and is poised for dramatic growth with the next interest rate cut. When rates go down, returns on bonds follow, and that's why gold continues to be the safe haven asset of choice for smart investors. Are you protected? Don't wait until it's too late to profit from the back and forth from the Fed on interest rates. Right now, if you have a qualified IRA or 401k, you could receive up to $10,000 in free gold and silver when you open your retirement account with Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now or visit AdvantageGold.com and get your free gold IRA guide and find out how much bonus gold you qualify for. Call 800-900-8000 to qualify for your free $10,000 precious metals bonus when you open your qualified gold IRA with Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now. Performance may vary. Consult with your financial and tax professionals before making investment decisions. Call 800-900-8000.
The Hong Kong court hears final arguments in the national security trial of pro-democracy advocate Jimmy Lai.
was arrested in 2020 under a national security law imposed by Beijing after anti-government protests the previous year. He's being tried on charges of colluding with foreign forces to endanger national security and conspiring with others to issue seditious publications. Lai founded Apple Daily, one of the local media outlets that was most critical of Hong Kong's government. His high-profile case is widely seen as a trial of press freedom and a test for judicial independence in the Asian financial hub. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
A ship loaded with 1,200 tons of food supplies for Gaza docks today in Israel, part of renewed efforts to alleviate a worsening humanitarian crisis in the Palestinian territory. News and analysis, townhall.com. The Sooner State is taking an unusual move concerning school teachers.
Oklahoma will require applicants for teaching jobs from California and New York to pass an exam the state's top education official says is designed to safeguard against, quote, radical leftist ideology. State School Superintendent Ryan Walters says any teacher coming from those two blue states will be required to pass Oklahoma's PragerU assessment test before getting a certification. 50-question test is finalized and will be rolling out very soon. Jason Walker reporting.
Japanese tech giant SoftBank Group plans to take a $2 billion stake in computer chip maker Intel, deepening its involvement in semiconductor manufacturing in the U.S. This coincides with reports that President Trump is considering having the federal government buy a stake in the chip maker. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hi, this is Holly from Nels Floral in Artesia, and we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special day or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nels Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Well, we thank Artesia General Hospital for coming in and talking to us. Hey, here in a little bit, we're going to be, the Chamber will come in and we'll talk about all the events going on around our city and town over the next couple of months and seeing what all they have got going on. Hey, I just, one of the things, I was going back through the Republican Party of Ada County email here, and I found an interesting deal. Saturday, September 13th, the Chaves County Federation of Republican Women will be sponsoring a cowboy prom. Cowboy prom is going to be at Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Tickets are $75. If you'd like more information on that, you can contact their president at 575-626-6667. That sounds like fun. Cowboy prom. I don't know. As adults, shouldn't we get dressed up and go out and have some fun sometimes? I think it'll be a really cool event. Hey, I don't know if you guys have been watching the news. Pretty big, monumentous thing has happened over the past 7 days. Trump met with Putin in Alaska last week. Then he met with Zelensky and a bunch of European leaders yesterday. and it looks as if there might be coming to an agreement on this war ending in Ukraine and Russia, which I think, as in one sense, sometimes we tend to set back and go, well, that's those people's over there's problem. It's not ours. But if reports are correct, estimations are correct. I mean, we're approaching close to 1 million people may have died in this war. I mean, that's an astounding destruction of life. And as caring Christian people, we should be looking at that and going, there has to become an end to this. There has to be a resolution to this. Just continuing to carry on with it is not good for the world at large. It really isn't. It's anytime we see that level of destruction of life, destruction of a society, it's important for us to be praying and concerning ourselves with, keep an eye on it, pray, and ask the Lord to bring peace in that area. It's been heartening over the past 7 months to watch, and I know there's a lot of political play in this, but President Trump seems to be true to his word on this thing. He wants to be a president of peace. He's ended at least 4 or 5 major conflicts, ongoing conflicts around the world. He's been able to negotiate between those leaders and bring an end to these ongoing wars. I think stuff that we don't think about because we're not, if we're not sending people over there, we don't really pay a lot of attention to. But I think it's amazing to watch a change in the mindset of America from one of constant interdiction and war to a point of, hey, let's see if we can't negotiate peace rather than just get involved in these fights. As someone who spent their life training and fighting wars, it's good to see a president that desires peace over war. I think we should always be prepared for war. It's the worst case scenario. This is what men do. They function in a protective status. They stay strong. They stay prepared. They build themselves up ready to fight any battle that may come their way, but they don't go looking for one. They're in a protective posture. When evil comes to the front door, you need to be prepared and ready and well equipped to handle that and to deal with it. But going to look for a fight is not what we do. And so I think it's a pretty amazing thing to watch, and I'm excited to see if this goes forward. A lot of prayers between now and I think they say they're going to announce a summit between Putin and Zelensky. They're going to get them into the same room, sit them down, negotiate whatever needs to be negotiated. Right now it looks like there may be an agreement on the what land, who keeps what land. Putin's asked for some specific areas that they now control that he believes were theirs to begin with. I'm not going to get into the historical of that because I don't know exactly how these land masses have swapped back and forth over the years. But it looks like there may be some trading of land and then some security agreements on the part of the Europeans. Europeans may be willing to put up people and money to go in there and help and protect Ukraine while they rebuild, because they'll be very vulnerable from here on out. A lot of their resources, a lot of their manpower is gone. A lot of their men are gone, and so it's going to be a hard, long, hard road to rebuild that nation, bring it back. But I think if we look at historical examples, places like Japan, Germany, and all of the European Union, recovery can happen if the right measures are in place to continue and bring about peace. And so that would be, I think, our prayer and our hope there. All right, Artesia, let's go ahead and check in on the weather, and we'll listen to a few commercials. And when we come right back, we'll be talking to the chamber.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a little bit of that monsoon air getting into our area today, so we do have a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Some sunshine, though. We're headed for the mid and upper 90s. Overnight, a few showers hanging around. We'll be in the upper 60s to about 70, and then about the same for Wednesday. Scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Mix of sun and clouds, mid 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Did you know almost 75% of the time we're replacing a roof, something totally weird or unexpected or bizarre happens? Jennifer here again from Trustmark Roofing, and I want you to know that we are always prepared for the unexpected. That's why we always have project superintendent on site at your home at all times to handle those weird, bizarre things as they pop up. Things like an unexpected layer of wood shake shingles under your shingles or rotted out decking boards, problems with flashing or ridges, or missing supplies that somebody needs to chase down. These are the kinds of problems that normally grind the crews from other roofing companies to a halt and delay the project. But not with our super awesome superintendent there. He's equipped to handle any problem and keep the project moving along smoothly. Just one more way we do things better at Trustmark Roofing. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Downtown Artesia is the place to be September 11th through the 13th for 3 nights of music, culture, and community. Thursday kicks off with New Mexico Heritage Night, mariachi, tejano, and local flavor. Friday's all about indie folk vibes. And Saturday, Red Dirt, Black Gold with headliner Cody Canada and The Departed. Gates open at 5, music starts at 6. Plus, interactive vendors, shopping, food, and cold drinks all weekend long. Bring your boots, bring your friends, and experience Artesia like never before. Full schedule at reddirtblackgold.com. A heartfelt thank you to the City of Artesia for making this event possible. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated for 4 generations, Forest Tire is here to service all your tire needs day and night. With your busy travel schedule, what you need is a tire that can keep up. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire with an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect. You can lose track of time and focus on what really matters. For all your tire needs, brakes and alignments too, Forest Tire Company is a friend you can always count on. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Summer vacation is here. But just because you're on vacation doesn't mean your teeth should be. Protect your teeth this summer with a few summer tooth tips. First, drink lots of water. Believe it or not, most of the problems start with a dry mouth. Keep yourself and your mouth hydrated and happy. Avoid sugary drinks and avoid chewing on ice. Sure, it cools you off, but it's not great for your teeth. Don't forget to brush and floss regularly and dry out your toothbrush. Save your teeth for summer's sake. These tooth tips brought to you by Dr. K. Youngren and Smile Expressions. 2520 Hermosa Drive, Artesia.
It's summer closeout time at Carlsbad Ford. The lot is loaded with inventory. Generous dealer markdowns are being offered on pretty much every car, truck, and SUV in stock. In addition, the factory is kicking in substantial incentives on a lot of these vehicles. $3,500 bonus cash on Escape, $1,000 bonus cash on Bronco, and on Explorer, you get $1,500 bonus cash on top of 1.9% 36-month financing. The summer closeout discounts are big. The incentives even bigger at Carlsbad Ford on West Pierce.
Hey, I've had a few drinks. Can you give me a ride home?
Save us all. Make that call. Never drink, then drive.
This message from the Eddy County DWI program.
All right, right, Artesia, welcome back. Hey, we're joined in studio by Miss Jessica from the Chamber. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing okay. Loving this weather.
Yeah?
It's kind of overcast and sprinkly.
It is. Did it sprinkle? I hadn't seen any sprinkles
Well,
yet.
my house had some sprinkles this
Good.
morning. It was so fun.
We need a full-on rain, though.
Well,
because then I don't have to water all the plants outside.
right? How much did you get on Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah,
Was it Saturday or Friday night?
it was after our clay shoot Saturday.
Oh, okay, we got a little bit.
Really? I got an inch at my house.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It was yeah, and it's
Oh,
funny
no,
you
it was
say that.
Saturday night. You're correct. It was
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah, actually, no, it came down pretty heavy.
Yeah. It was
Yeah, I
wild
don't
out
measure.
there.
I guess we probably ought to do that. Put one of
Oh yeah.
those little deals out there and measure the rain.
I'm super surprised you don't have one.
I am too.
You know where I got mine, and they might have some on hand.
Yeah.
Is CBE.
Oh, look at that.
I used to hand them out at the fair every year.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
give
if
them
they
all
still
free.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Awesome. Well, how was the shoot?
Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
Who
We
won the Louis?
had
I know
the
apparently I
Louis-
didn't.
The Louis is not finished selling yet.
What do you mean?
I know. There's like 40 squares left.
There's 40 squares left. I got
So-
another paycheck this week. I may have to come pick up another square on
Yes,
that. You know?
yes, sir.
Take another shot at it.
So we had the Louis out there, and we were so excited. People were buying it. You know, and we even had little kids were like, Mom, I want this purse. And she's like, you don't understand. That's not just like any old purse.
Yeah, that's not a
What are you going to do,
Walmart.
carry it to kindergarten with you? You know? So, no, it was a really fun shoot. We had over 120-ish shooters out there
Good.
and participants. We had a couple of youth teams, which was really cool to see. 4-H kiddos
4-H
came out.
kids?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really fun. And lots of youth this year.
Yeah.
That was really neat. And then, and so we have one in every 5 shooters wins a gift, a prize that's built into the registration price. And so oftentimes, you know, people are like, 1 in 5 gets a gun. That's
Yeah.
usually what we do, right?
Yeah.
However, with the more of our youth coming out to shoot and hang out with us, we're like, well, we need to have some other cool prizes in there. So
Yeah.
we did some other fun things. We had some coolers, and we had some solo stoves. We had some turtle box speakers.
Yeah.
So that was really fun, and we had a great afternoon. The weather was perfect. It was awesome. Lucky Duck served us some really good hamburgers.
Good.
Oh my gosh, I think it's very hard to make hamburgers at an event and make and for
make
them
them
to be
good.
good and
Yeah.
juicy and
Yeah.
yummy and whatever. He even brought homemade pickles.
Yeah?
Yes, and I'm not a dill fan, like
Yeah.
a fresh dill, but oh man,
They were
good. Yeah. Homemade pickles. I was like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me right now? Thank you
So-
so much. Anyway, if you haven't gone to Lucky Duck
Lucky Duck's
lately,
getting some free advertising
yeah,
there. Look
you
at
gotta
that.
go over there
check
and
that
get
out.
yourself
Yeah.
a hamburger, because holy moly, if he made them that good out on the
on
the
a grill
fly,
in a barn.
yes,
Yeah.
then I'm sure the ones at the restaurant are just fantastic. So
Yeah.
anyway, we had a really, really fun time. Lots of people played the games, won a bunch of prizes. We were able to give away so many fun things and still raise a whole bunch of money for the chamber, which is our biggest fundraiser of
Yeah.
the year, that continues to help us do our mission and
Right.
work helping advocate for small business and local. So
Yeah.
it was great. We had a good time.
Good.
Really fun.
I'm awesome. It was very success. Yeah, that's so glad to hear it was a successful event. And,
Thanks. Yeah, we had a fun time.
yeah. So, but no winner in the Louis. So
No
if you
winner
want
in
to
the
win
Louis
a Louis
yet.
Vuitton,
Whole
head down to the chamber.
Yes.
$50 for an entry.
Yes,
You
and
get
it's a $3,200 purse.
1 in 100 chance, right? So
Yes.
it's a 100
Well,
spot board.
If you buy one, yes,
Yeah.
then yes, those are your odds.
Yeah.
If you buy 2,
There you go.
oh man, if you
Yeah.
buy 4,
Buy 40. Well, you've already paid for it.
that's true.
Math doesn't work out on that one.
Yeah. Let's see. No, I'm excited for that purse. That one's
Okay.
really cool. It's an inside out, never full Louis Vuitton, authentic.
Mm-hmm.
I could not even figure out how to open the box. That's how awesome it is.
It's that fancy.
It's that fancy. But yeah, no, it's really, really, really cool. It was fun. It was a really fun shoot. And the Louis, of course, we sold a bunch of squares before we went out. We sold a bunch of squares there. And so there's some events coming up where I'm sure they'll get gobbled up. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's over.
So yeah,
on to
we
the next
literally
thing.
had Saturday clay shoot, Sunday sleep,
Yeah.
Monday in-car meetings all day long.
In-car meetings all day long
It was
yesterday.
hit the
huh?
ground running again.
So what did we learn in our in-car meetings this?
So yesterday morning, we had a really awesome meeting with a bunch of the restaurants in town.
Okay.
That we hadn't had a chance to have personal conversations with,
Right.
and so we really wanted to gather them together along with Renee Scott over at America's Job Center. So we had her come to the room with us, and we basically told them all the stats that we know from what we've told over and over and over again. 2019 numbers, $91.7 million in economic impact. This was in Reno, and then in 2023, which is the very last year of that, they had over 100,000 visitors. 100,000, like 100,000, whatever. And so that was, of course, the last year they held it in Reno. So of course, numbers are going to be a little bit higher because people are like, man, this is the last year here. We want to make sure and go.
Right.
All of that. However, when they were there was a study done and a survey done, and over 62% of those 100 and whatever thousand people that were there said they would come back to wherever the races are in America. They would return, right? So 60% of 100,000 people, 60,000 whatever, right? Fast forward to last week around this time, we hear from the air race folks, powers that be in Roswell, and they have sold 60,000 pre-sales.
60,000 tickets already sold for this event.
Yes, so it is actually really happening. Those people that have this, we'll just wait and see mentality.
Nope.
You got to see it.
It's
seeing now.
Yeah. It has been seen.
Yes.
60,000 people coming. All of our hotels are sold out, right?
Pretty much. There's like a random Wednesday here or there.
Yeah.
But yeah, sold out for the weekend for sure. Airbnbs are getting booked up. Not just the whole house, but I mean, people are Airbnb-ing or VRBOing their bedrooms. They're Airbnb-ing their RV spaces.
Yeah.
There's 400 spaces just outside the gates in Roswell, which is super cool. If you have an RV and you want to take advantage of that, try to get a reservation up there.
Get a reservation.
Or even here.
Go park your RV up there, or
rent it out.
You know, if do we know if any of our RV camps here are allowing rentals to come in like that, or
they are?
They
yes.
are. Okay. So you could call one of our local RV spots. You can go park your RV there and then put it up on what site?
There's a lot. You can do an Airbnb.
Okay.
But then there's also a site called Outdoorsy.
Okay.
So you can do either of those or both.
Yeah.
Just to see what kind of traction you might get, because people are going to. Well, they need places to sleep. They need to sleep here. So, yeah, it's coming, and we had this restaurant meeting yesterday. Quite a few showed. I think we had probably 6 or 7 different restaurants there, with another 4 to 5 that they know, they understand, they get it. They've been to all the meetings already, so they're like, this is old news for us. We've already got a plan going. We know what we're going to do. So that's a really good start. The next set of restaurants we're going to do is we're going to have help with a translator coming in, because we know we want to be able to reach everybody. We want to still be able to reach the Spanish-speaking restaurants that they might not know or understand the severity.
They may not be
this.
listening to the same news. They may not be. We absolutely. I think it's great. I think getting in and letting them all know. I know early on it was a little discouraged because like people weren't showing up to the meetings and stuff. I'm like, well, it's still early. Gotta wait. People. As it gets closer and people see that this is going to be a thing.
Yes.
So.
Which closer means like 4 weeks away.
Yeah.
It's like yesterday we had one of the next 4 meetings was yesterday. So then every Monday we're also meeting with the events coordinators committee, and that's a standing meeting every Monday for as long as we need it to take. We have lunch and we have an agenda and we talk about every little tiny minute detail that might need any sort of input. Now that this Red Dirt Black Gold Festival, yes, it's its 10th year, but we're treating it almost like a brand new event, because number one, it's 3 days instead of 1.
Right.
Number 2, we're most likely going to be doubling the attendance, like doubling what we've ever had before.
Oh, and I think double is an underestimation.
Well, it could be. That's the goal anyway. But yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's one thing we have heard from the police department, which is great.
Yep.
Their attendance numbers that they're expecting and they're staffing up for
Yeah.
is high numbers. We're excited if that happens. However, it makes me happy that they're planning for that.
Yeah.
For just in the event, they don't want to be understaffed if
Right.
something.
They want to
if
be
it's
prepared.
nuts. Yeah. So we're really excited. There's going to be so many fun things to do downtown Artesia. We saw the official map yesterday, blocking off Texas Street all the way from 3rd, that new one-way that they put in right there
Yeah.
between Kenmar and
Right.
Access Wealth. All of that to Texas, the alley, and all the way up to 6th ish. So it's going to cut across the front of the city hall. Because we can't lose access to City Hall right every day.
Yeah.
So because it's going to be blocked off starting, I feel like it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and they'll tear it all down Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a chunk of time. Everything will be blocked off, but it's a really nice central location downtown.
Yeah.
Where every night will be so much fun.
A party.
A party.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Awesome. I'm
excited.
Well, and last Tuesday, they approved.
Yes, everything was all
skydiving.
approved. Yes, skydiving and all of the things downtown.
and I
And
talked to
there
the-
was something else on the agenda that was approved that was really cool. I watched Luke's really fun recap.
Yeah, I watched
can't
Luke's
remember.
recap too, but I don't remember a third one. Obviously, it just seemed to all be revolved around in-car. So our skydiving operation, our the downtown stuff for Red Dirt Black Gold was all approved. Was something else?
Well, I know pickleball was, but I don't think that was separate on the agenda. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
so
it's
gonna be fun.
tons and tons of stuff happening. So everybody get ready because it's the next big event in town. And,
Yes, sir.
I mean, each year we look at certain big events. This is now going to become one. This
Yes.
is going to be an annual thing. I mean, we're talking a 3-4 day event where the town's inundated and
Yes.
money pours in and
Yes.
get out there and be part of it. Take advantage of it.
Absolutely. It's going to be really fun. You can meet people from all over the country. And that's one of the things that why we're treating this event week very different as well, because we have to try to take a step back and pretend that we're not from here.
Yeah.
And we don't know where the hidden parking spaces are in town. So we've got to have signage, all of that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And when someone says OPAC, well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Oh, the OPAC.
Yeah.
So we really have to be strategic on our advertising and things like that. So it's really cool. The other thing that we really are pushing is that we have our tie downs. The city put in so many tie downs at the airport to make it be about 100 tie downs now. And so people that have their GA planes, I'm learning all this lingo, by the way, GA planes can come here because there's going to be a TFR, also learning my lingo, in Roswell during the races, which means a temporary flight restriction.
Yeah.
So we have spoken with ATC, Air Traffic Control in Roswell, and we're talking to them, and they're like, we push people to any other airport, when we have this TFR going on. And so we have some fun little ads that are going out to Haley told me some of these. Dang, I'm getting these acronyms mixed up now. But basically the flight pilot world, and we're really pushing that. If you're coming to this area, skip the TFR. Don't even worry about trying to go to Roswell.
Just come here.
Just come here. Just come on down.
And we'll make your life easy.
Yeah. We have tie downs. We have 100 of them. We can take your reservation or not. We are learning that's kind of a weird, it's not normal. Because a lot of the airports we've called and we've been talking to them, are you doing this? Are you doing this? What's going on? How do we do this? And they're like, no, because you could get 20 reservations for airplanes to come in and none of them show up, but then 30 other ones will be here. So it's just, it is what it is. But no, I mean, everything from hotels and retail and restaurants to airport tie downs to event spaces
one
downtown.
of the things people may not be thinking about that, if these people have money to have an airplane and fly it here,
Yes.
Yeah. This is a.
It's a higher caliber of person,
This is just a different bracket of money that's coming into town that they're going to want to spend. They want to buy. They're going to want to get stuff that's specific to art. This is their vacation. They want to come down. They want to see New Mexico for what New Mexico is. And so we need to have lots of green chili for them. And
yes, we had Finn's at our meeting yesterday, so I dropped that little seed in his pocket.
Lots of green chili.
Can we do chili roasting downtown with Finn's? That would be so cool. Anyway, he might take it back. We'll see what happens with that. But no, we're having Wednesday night is a nice, fun welcome night. Jessica Addington is having a really neat trivia night, which I think would be neat because people from not from this area could come and learn a little bit, participate in trivia.
So that's at the Ocotillo.
Cocktails at the Arts Council Ocotillo, the OPEC, 310 West Main. And then Thursday night is more like a New Mexico Heritage Night. So that will be a really neat night for, we're hoping for like turquoise jewelry people. We've got some really neat like folklorical dancers that are going to make an appearance in outside. We've got of course Tejano music, bands coming in, food. I mean, just we're trying to get chili roasting, silver jewelry. Just kind of we're thinking like Santa Fe market vibes. Just kind of like that, just so that they can kind of learn a little bit about the culture of our state in general, and of course our culture here in Artesia. But we're excited. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, live music every night. Friday night is going to be really cool. It's a Fleetwood Mac cover band.
There you go.
Called Mirage.
Okay.
So that would be fun. You have to come out for that. And then, of course, Saturday night's the big Red Dirt Black Gold 10th anniversary, Code of Canada and The Departed. Many people have heard of the Boys from Oklahoma tour that just happened this last year in, of course, Oklahoma, in Stillwater. And they sold out Boone Pickens Stadium. I think it was like, I'm going to get this wrong, but like 70,000 people each night.
That's crazy.
For Boys from Oklahoma tour, which included a band called Cross Canadian Ragweed. Well, the Canadian piece of that is Cody Canada. So we're excited. He has his own band. He is awesome. They're so good, and it's really neat because they were here 10 years ago. So
that's awesome.
It's kind of a full circle moment for us, but also coming off the heels from Boys from Oklahoma tour. And we're excited. It's going to be a good time.
Great. Hey, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll talk about more.
Cool. Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Over the weekend, Artesia Clean and Beautiful held the dedication ceremony for the Eagle Draw Community Mural. The city is expressing gratitude to everyone who came out and helped paint the longest mural in town. Don't forget, you can follow along on the Artesia Rec Center project on YouTube. Over the past few months, the city's contractors have been putting out weekly videos showing each step of the construction process. Stay up to date on the project and also watch how it all started from the very beginning. Just search Artesia Rec Center on YouTube. The National Farm to Cafeteria Conference is scheduled at the Albuquerque Convention Center in December on the 1st through 4th, hosted by the National Farm to School Network, with support from New Mexico partners, including Farm to Table. The conference is the premier event for anyone passionate about bringing local food to institutional settings and driving positive change in the food system. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning. Well, after stock averages were basically flat, they may be more active now the rest of the week when big, important non-tech companies report their earnings and their forecasts. These companies show how households are spending or cutting back. The reports coming out this week now include earnings and forecasts from Walmart and Target, Home Depot and Lowe's, TJX Marshalls and Home Goods, and Ross Stores. And also Jay Powell will speak on interest rates later this week. A handful of big tech companies have been dominating the high stock market because of a boom in spending around artificial intelligence. The effect tariffs will have on prices is still being debated. We'll see. There are reports that some tariff deals might be delayed for further clarification of the broad general agreements that were agreed to verbally. Novo Nordisk will cut the cost of its Ozempic diabetes treatment by more than half the list price for those who pay cash. This is one of the first responses to President Trump asking drug companies to lower their prices. CNBC says job hopping has become job hugging now with slow hiring. With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Hi, everyone. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. A free agent unemployed 4 weeks ago could not only make the final roster, but be a big part of the pass rush rotation. We'll introduce you to James Houston after this.
Becky Hammond on Inspiration.
I hope it's an inspiration to girls out there, being the first woman to coach an NBA team. But I've always been more inspired by the future, not by what I've done, but by what's coming next.
What do you want to do next? Whether it's buying a home, growing your wealth, or protecting your assets, SWBC is here to support your next steps toward financial success with personalized service and expert advice.
Visit SWBC.com to take the next step toward your financial future.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
Tonight and tomorrow here at the Star in Frisco, the Cowboys hold their final training camp practices, and they're free and open to the public. They'll be padded practices, and that's good for James Houston, who a month ago was unemployed before a tryout at camp in Oxnard. Houston's a former Lions draft pick who had a great rookie season 4 years ago before injuries derailed his career. He was coached at Jackson State by former Cowboy Deion Sanders. In fact, he's Deion's first player to ever be drafted into the NFL, and Houston sings the praises of Coach Prime.
God-fearing man really wants to see kids succeed. You don't always see that in the college realm. You kind of see a lot of selfish coaches, but he really loves the kids.
With Micah still holding in hopes of a contract extension, Houston has taken advantage of the extra playing time. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a little bit of that monsoon air getting into our area today, so we do have a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Some sunshine, though. We're headed for the mid and upper 90s. Overnight, a few showers hanging around. Will be in the upper 60s to about 70, and then about the same for Wednesday. Scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Mix of sun and clouds, mid 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, welcome back, Artesia.
Good morning.
Making jokes in the middle of in the commercials.
Yeah. Don't order dog food on
Yeah,
Alexa.
don't order dog food on Alexa.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Definitely not Jean's Alexa.
Right.
Yeah. There
Right.
you go. All right, so we'll welcome back. So we covered the in-car, which we'll continue to cover every single time you're here until
Yes.
it happens, because
Yes.
it is huge.
We cannot talk
I think one of
about
the
it
biggest
enough.
things to happen
Yes.
in my lifetime to this area. So
Mhm.
that's going to be massive. But let's focus on a little more local, I guess a little more us. What do we got going on?
There is a lot going on as we come into fall. Of course, this Friday is Carlsbad.
Carlsbad.
Kick off Carlsbad.
Eddie County War, right
Eddie
off. We start
County
off the Eddie
War.
County War right off the first bat.
Every year. Yes, sir. We're excited. Again, football season is upon us, and so this one is in Carlsbad, 7 p.m. It'll be an away game. Our first game is away game, but that's okay. We're excited. Did you go to the Hamburger Fry last week?
No, we were just so exhausted by that.
Yeah.
We had so much going on that day. We're like, we cannot make it. Mick got to go. My son, he got to film his first football game. So
Awesome. That's so fun. Yeah, the bowl was packed. I saw a lot of people there.
Yeah, I heard it was
Of course,
big.
so many hamburgers were served, which is awesome.
Our quarterback club guys are awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
They do an amazing.
Yeah, they did a
amazing
great job.
service.
We had a ribbon cutting that day at Bulldog Outfitters, which is kind of cool. And like today is the scrimmage day, Hamburger Fry, Bulldog Outfitters. Like it was actually really neat. They remodeled a tiny bit inside. It's under new ownership, and but it's still.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
We went there that day and bought Mick some Bulldog gear.
Yeah, they have new stuff in there.
Yeah.
Then of course, the whole place is orange, black, and white, and
Yeah.
they have really cool stuff. They have some sale stuff. They have there's pretty much price point for everything you might need.
Yeah.
They have something for pretty much everybody, adults, students, parents. They even have the car sunshades, all kinds of fun things. So go in there and grab your Bulldog apparel, Bulldog gear for this coming season, starting Friday.
Yeah.
Eddie County War down in Carlsbad.
Yeah. Eddie County War. Establish dominance.
Let's do it.
Establish it early and establish it often.
Often. It's like vote early and vote often.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Gene always jokes about.
Oh, man.
But no, that's exciting. We've got that going on. We have, of course, in-car is in a few weeks, and then right after that, we're doing our chamber banquet in October, October 16th. We'll get more information out ASAP on that. Right after that, we're doing Balloons and Tunes.
Excited for both Balloons and Tunes this year.
November 7th through the 9th. Yeah, we're so excited. So Balloons, Bands, and Brews is going to be back again. That's going to be on Saturday night this year instead of Friday.
Yeah.
Really fun because we had some pilots that were excited to participate in that, but they don't get here until too late on Friday night to fly Saturday, Sunday. So anyway, they have real jobs too,
Yeah.
Anywho, so that'll be really fun. Arts Council and I and the Chamber we're working on that, getting that going. Then we even have some really cool addition to the event this year, which is an Airstream rally. So Airstreaming, I have learned, is kind of like a VW bug, where when you love them with your whole heart, and you're an enthusiast forever. And bugs are so cool. I mean, there's car shows that are 100% VW Beetle bugs and Volkswagen. And so, anyway, Airstreams are same. When you're an Airstream lover, you love Airstreams. It's that thing.
I want one so bad.
They're so cool, but they're so expensive. But you can get some like older ones and refurbish them. Anyway, there's a Four Corners Airstream group.
Enthusiasts club.
Yes. And Scott Verhines, who's from Artesia, and his wife are part of that group.
Okay.
And so they go to these Airstream rallies with this group, and they have been kind of itching at wanting to do an urban rally, meaning they don't just park at the campgrounds, they get to go downtown.
Yeah.
And so we made some space for them. Not made. It's already made.
Yeah,
They're parking
there.
at Heritage Plaza.
Yeah.
And so we're going to reserve the space for them. They're going to pack about 20 Airstreams this year into that space.
Sweet.
So excited. They want to come and they want to be involved downtown. They want to go they want to do the walking tour. They want to go to the museum. They want to go to the library. They want to hit up all of our restaurants downtown. They want to go shopping downtown.
Yeah.
They want to give back to the community that they're in, and they stay for 4 days.
And when is this?
This is during our balloon rally.
Balloon rally, okay.
Yes, sir. So they'll come Thursday through Sunday. And then the other thing that's so super sweet is that they want to not only pour back their financially into the community while they're here, but they try to have a cause. So they try to come up with something. So being that it's early November, we could start doing toy drives or any food drives for Thanksgiving, things like that. They said they've even done where a couple of the ladies have sewing machines on their Airstreams, and they'll make baby blankets and deliver
that's
them
awesome.
for the premature babies at the hospital, or
That's great.
just all kinds of fun things that they like to do while they're in town.
Yeah.
And then they just are able to leave some sort of nice gift
Amazing.
to the community. So they are very representative of leave it better than when you found it. And so I'm really excited to have that a little bit added to our deal. They love the balloons. They're so excited for that. A lot of them have bikes. So they're going to bike down to Eagle Draw or walk down to Eagle Draw to watch the balloons in the morning. They're real excited to participate in the live music and the Balloons, Bands, and Brews. Triple B is what we call it now. So yeah, that's going to be really fun. Another fun weekend. Of course, it is in like 3 months.
So tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had that restaurant meeting, right?
Yeah.
And one of the guys piped up and he's like, so what else can we add to our plates today, guys?
Yeah.
Like legit, like, oh my gosh, it's so much going on. But no, I'm excited. There's a lot to do in Artesia and a lot coming up, especially in the fall. It's a huge deal. I mean, those are just the events that we're involved in that we're talking about. I mean, you've got Fall Fiesta in September. You've got Art in the Park in October.
50th anniversary.
50th anniversary, yes.
Of Art and Park. That's going to be a big one.
Yeah, and I'm excited because I think Jessica got with Jean and you guys, and they're going to, because it's a away game on Friday night.
Yep.
They're going to stream the football game out there.
Yep.
How fun is that?
Yeah.
I'm excited. Anyway, all the fun things.
Hey.
Fall in Artesia is the best.
It is.
It really is.
It is. I mean, but we kind of keep going year round too, though. It's not like we take a whole lot of break.
I know.
Of anything.
Yeah, car show will be next weekend.
Yeah.
And then, no, I'm just kidding. But no, I will say we do have a big announcement. Do we have to take another break, or can I say
no,
it?
we're good until 55. We got 6 minutes.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Next 4th of July.
Yes.
So I just learned this last week. No, Saturday.
Yeah.
We have a local resident who did step up. You know how we posted on Facebook and we said, hey, did you miss the fireworks this year at JC Park? And some people were like, yes, we did. And we said, great, here's your chance to be part of the solution.
Yeah.
Because here's what happened. We lost our crew.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
There was no bad feelings, no nothing. It was just, they just couldn't make it. So we did drones. And that was great. It was beautiful. Very expensive.
Yeah.
We'd love to go back to fireworks if possible. Or both. If we can do both. That would be really cool too. So we reached out on social media and said, hey, if you are into fireworks and you would like to get certified, there is a legit nationwide certification course. You become a pyrotechnics something.
Just like Dean's used to be.
Yes, PGI.
Yeah.
And this particular company is like the gold standard of fireworks.
Right.
Setting off of whatever, right, shows. And so oftentimes if you were to contract, say you have your PGI, if you were to contract with a company, a lot of these companies that are display companies for fireworks, they require this exact certification. You can't, I mean, there could be like this is gold standard, there's a silver standard, and that won't cut it, right?
Yeah.
So, anywho, Brad Knowlton of Artesia.
Throw his name out there. You didn't
he said I could.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Brad.
I said, hey, bro, we want to rally behind you.
Yeah.
We're so excited for you. He just texted me over the weekend and said, hey, I'm officially certified in. Let me more drum rolls, please.
Yeah.
Alabama, because that's where he had to go to his class on the 16th. He finished it.
Okay.
He's licensed. He has his PGI certification. He went to the Auburn football game / convocation Sunday, and they had a little ceremony for them, and they of course had a display. And so I'm really excited because this is Artesia's opportunity to have someone local again, just like Dean's was, to where we can call first dibs and say we have someone in-house that can do this, and I think it's awesome. I mean, they sell fireworks out at their properties. I was trying to think of the name every year, and so it makes total sense that he's into it and that he would go get that certification. And we're so thankful that he did. And so
so now we can take all that money that we've been spending outside of Artesia and put it right back into Artesia.
Yeah.
We can support him and get him, all the stuff he needs to make a phenomenal show here in Artesia.
Absolutely, yeah. And there is, we do have a display company that we've worked with in the past. And so we want to partner with Brad, and we want to see if that's a good fit with that same display company. If not, we got to get on it now to figure out another thing, because 2026, America turns 250 years old.
Yeah, we need.
So it's a go big
We need
moment.
like triple the fireworks. It's a huge event.
Yeah, so we're so excited. I know it's 11 months away, but
which is tomorrow.
It's going to it is going to go fast, and it's going to be a lot of planning, and we want to make sure that it's a big opportunity to celebrate America in a big way, and we're so thankful for Brad and everything that he's done.
I think a lot of people miss what you guys do in the fact that event after event after event after event. It's not like you go, oh, the car show's over, now let's start planning for this, or oh, this is over, let's start. No, like all of it is concurrent. You're working on about 15 different projects all year around to make every single one of them happen. It all happens concurrent.
Yes.
And there's a lot of effort put into that. So
there is, and I appreciate you acknowledging that and knowing it, because also what's my hardest part is when it's over, it's not over. Because you have to do post-event reports for this or for that or for the board or for quarterly reports for the city or the county or the and then you have to do it for lodger's tax, and you have to turn in all the things, and you have to pay all the bills, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
well, it's not
can it just be done?
As soon as it's over, and we use this in the military. Every time a mission and an operation's over, you do an after-action report on that. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? How do I do it better next time? Because there is a next time, and so as soon as one's over, we're starting to plan for the next one.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
We're already doing that for the concert for the fair next year. I'm already like, okay, we'll need to do this for fundraising, blah blah blah. It just never stops. And you guys keep just this constant flow of events coming at us, and we greatly appreciate everything y'all do down there. So, plus you got to keep doing the chamber stuff. You got to worry about our local business. You're not just an event planning staff.
Yeah. By the way, #shop local.
#shop local. Yeah, absolutely. We need that.
Yes.
But the more money we can pour back into this community, and the more things we can do here, I think that just bolsters a feeling of togetherness, like we're in this together. It's not just for a small group of people or this or that. What is it? The rising tide lifts all ships. So I think as people start to look at in-car, and a lot of these we look at as just, well, these are little entertainment venues that we do. But it's not. It's meant to tie the community together, make us closer with one another, and make our lives fun,
Yes.
But with in-car, I mean, that's a change. This is a flow of money in, and you start talking about things, and we only got like 40 seconds, and I'll let you close out.
No,
but
you're good.
With the group coming with the balloons, is huge. But now we got this group of Airstreamers coming, so we're almost kind of starting to look like, we can make this like a destination place to be. We can make Artesia fun to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the very first Airstream rally. Urban Airstream rally in New Mexico.
Yeah.
So how cool is that?
Yeah.
We're just awesome.
Yeah, you guys are doing some amazing work down there. Keep up all the good work. We appreciate everything you do for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Yeah. So again, once again, next week.
Next week.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Hey Roswell, trade up to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for less during the final days of the summer clearance event at Roswell Ford. Right now, save big with clearance prices on new Fords with 0% APR and make no payments for 90 days. Your friends at Roswell Ford make upgrading to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for less super fun, super fast, and super easy. If you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to free you from your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. Get huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, because we'll do whatever it takes to make a deal. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale, subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Air Method's Native Air Emergency Air Medical Program has been serving New Mexico communities for over 20 years. And now we're proud to bring our life-saving air medical services to Eddy County, based at Artesia General Hospital. Air Methods is the largest air medical provider in the country, with experienced flight crews who lead the industry in key critical life-saving skills. If you need our services, you're in good hands. Worried about costs? The No Surprises Act protects patients from unexpected out-of-network air ambulance bills. This means that if you have private health insurance and are transported by an out-of-network air ambulance provider, you are only responsible for your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. No membership required when you fly with Native Air. Learn more at airmethods.com. That's airmethods.com. Copays, coinsurance, and deductibles are set by insurance providers, not Air Methods. Terms and costs may vary. Contact your insurer for details.
It's one of those things we've all had on our mind. No matter how much we want to ignore it, we all know that wisdom teeth can cause pain, teeth crowding, and even infection. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. I am proud to be a part of an outstanding team who understands your concerns when considering wisdom teeth removal. Call us today and let our staff walk you through the process so that you are confident and prepared for your wisdom teeth removal. And don't worry, we have sedation dentistry options so that you can rest and feel at ease.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental. Call 575-622-4455.
It is much easier to prevent business fraud than to clean up the damage after fraudulent activities. First American Bank is committed to introducing the newest technology and treasury management solutions. With First American Bank as your business partner, we can help you with our recommended fraud prevention products and best practices to proactively keep your business finances more secure. Talk to a banker today to find out more. First American Bank, your local first community bank since 1903. Member FDIC.
When was the last time you had some really delicious homemade ice cream? That long, huh? Well, satisfy that craving with Ensemble Tea Treats homemade ice cream, now available at La Fonda Restaurant in downtown Artesia. Ensemble Tea is a local company, so it's good ice cream and you're supporting our community businesses. Come try some homemade Ensemble Tea ice cream today at La Fonda Restaurant in downtown Artesia.
For the first time ever, the National Championship Air Races are touching down in Roswell, New Mexico. From September 10th through the 14th, witness the world's best pilots battle it out in the fastest motorsport on the planet. Vintage warbirds, cutting-edge jets, aerobatics, and family fun, all against the stunning New Mexico sky. 3, 2, 1. Get your tickets now at airrace.org. Don't miss this high-octane spectacle.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. European leaders tell President Trump they want a Ukraine ceasefire. They're also welcoming U.S.-backed security guarantees for Ukraine once the war comes to an end.
During high-level White House talks with NATO and European leaders, President Trump said ending the Russia-Ukraine war is within reach.
This is something that's very attainable.
Ukrainian President Zelensky welcomed a meeting with Russia's Vladimir Putin, while German Chancellor Merz emphasized quickly halting the violence.
To be honest, we all would like to see a ceasefire.
And the NATO secretary said Europe views U.S. support for Ukrainian security guarantees as a breakthrough. Greg Clugston, the White House.
House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer says Friday is the day. He says the Justice Department will start handing over Jeffrey Epstein-related files. Protest in Sacramento over a controversial bill pending in the California Assembly. It's legislation that opponents call a child trafficker's dream.
The legislation, AB 495, would significantly expand the range of adults who can fill out a child's caregiver's authorization affidavit. Southern California Pastor Jack Hibbs has called it, quote, the most dangerous bill we've ever seen, unquote. He's leading a rally at the state capitol today. He says AB 495 is a dangerous bill that puts every child at risk. The Alliance Defending Freedom argues that AB 495 is likely unconstitutional. This is Larry Marino reporting.
3-day strike by Air Canada flight attendants is coming to an end. The Flight Attendants Union says a tentative contract agreement has been reached. The walkout upended the plans of thousands of air travelers all across North America. On Wall Street this hour, the Dow trading about 267 points higher, the NASDAQ down 175. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. You work hard, you build wisely, your home has become one of your greatest assets. If you're staying put this summer, this might be the perfect time to put that equity to work. Whether it's funding a second home, helping your kids get their start, or simply creating more margin in your financial life, Mike and Brian at Fellowship Home Loans are the only ones I trust to guide you through it. They've done loans for my family. They tailor every loan to fit your goals. Fellowship is a direct lender and operates with your best interest in mind. If you're looking to access your equity through a refi or exploring a HELOC for some cash this summer for a second property, or maybe tackle those updates you've been putting off, start with people you trust, people I trust. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
A woman charged with selling actor Matthew Perry the ketamine that killed him has agreed to plead guilty.
Prosecutors say Jasmine Sanger was known to her clients as the ketamine queen. According to her plea agreement, she worked with an intermediary to provide vials of the prescription anesthetic to Matthew Perry's personal assistant, who injected the Friends star with the drug. Matthew Perry was found dead in a jacuzzi at his Los Angeles home in October 2023, and a raid of Jasmine Sanger's Hollywood apartment led to officers recovering ecstasy tablets, cocaine, methamphetamine, and other drugs. 4 other people, 2 of them doctors, who were accused of supplying ketamine to Matthew Perry, have also pleaded guilty.
The BBC's David Willis. A coach at a facility in Iowa that has trained Olympic champions faces allegations that he abused young female gymnasts during the training. News and analysis, townhall.com. Outer space emerging as the world's next battlefield.
That's been demonstrated by recent cyber attacks on satellites blamed on Russia. National security officials have said the Kremlin also is seeking to develop a space-based weapon that could knock out American satellites, potentially devastating the U.S. economy while leaving the country vulnerable to military attack. Officials in Washington are taking notice, investing in greater efforts to defend U.S. satellites while countering threats from China and Russia. Keith Peters, Washington.
Missouri's Attorney General is moving on to take a leadership post for the FBI. Republican AG Andrew Bailey says he's resigning effective September 8th and will serve as co-deputy director at the Bureau. Bailey has been a strong supporter of President Trump. He recently defended the state's pro-life regulations in the face of a new pro-abortion constitutional amendment. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, this is Holly from Nels Floral in Artesia, and we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special day or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nels Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. It's Tuesday, August 19th, 9 o'clock hour. I'm your host, Scott Pettis. Hey, Jeff's going to come in and join us here in just a minute. We'll visit a little bit, but hey, I don't know about you, but I'm excited about the races, the air races coming up. It's pretty cool. A major national level event. I mean, it's not just a little dinky thing coming in. This is a massive economic boom for us. And so if you haven't got on board, if you haven't figured out what you can do, go do it. Jeff's going to rent out his bedroom, You just have to share it with him.
Negative, Ghost Rider. My bed is full.
The bed is full. Oh, man. So we got sports starting this Friday.
Yep.
Yeah. So
we actually have a girls' soccer game tonight.
Oh, do we? Awesome. On KSVP TV?
Yep.
What about the radio?
No,
not on radio. Just KSVPTV.com, which you can get us on. You can get us on a number of platforms, Facebook, Facebook, YouTube. If you've got your TV, if you guys don't know this, if you go on your TV and you download that, if you're, because everybody's got smart TVs at this point, go download the app Boxcast. Yeah. Go download Boxcast, and when you open up that app, just go up top, just type in KSVP, and our channel pops up, and you can set in your living room and watch live on your television, just like you were watching it on the ESPN.
Yep, you can do that Boxcast and YouTube as well.
Yeah, YouTube you can pull up on there, and
that's what I know. Parents watch a lot on YouTube, and the senior center, they keep the YouTube KSVP channel on for games and the morning show. So.
And we're not syndicated. Well, the only kicker with the difference between Boxcast and YouTube is with YouTube, if you don't have the premium package, you get the commercials in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they'll interrupt every once in a while with their silly commercials, but either way, you can go watch, and it's really cool. So,
yeah, it is.
All right. You excited about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready to get going? Fall's an intense period for you.
It is.
You guys got a lot of work to do.
But it's fun, it's kind of like the a few years ago at the City of Champions basketball tournament. Thursday there for 15, 16 hours. Friday another 15, 16-hour day.
Yeah.
And Saturday morning when I was going in, I was like, oh, it's the last day.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it. Hold on. Why am I crying?
Yeah.
I am watching basketball.
You have to watch sports,
Yes, I have to do things during it, but I've had some horrible jobs in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And
this is not one of them. Yeah. Yeah. Earlier, Kim asked me, she's like, well, is Gene keeping you busy? I'm like, I just do this for fun. I only have to be in like 6 hours a week, I mean, not a big deal. I love coming and doing it. It's a blast to sit behind the microphone, get to talk to the city of Artesia, and just discuss a ton of things. Hey, so Trump is saving the world, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, you excited about that?
Oh, yeah.
Just watching, as I was talking about back in the first hour, just watching his ability to stand there and make deals and not equivocate. It's pretty impressive to watch that level of leadership be displayed in a man.
Oh, yeah.
And to know that he's the leader of the free world right now, and the world's listening. There's somebody was on X and they posted a picture. There's a picture, Trump sitting at the Resolute desk, there in the Oval Office, and all these world leaders are sitting in chairs. Now, whether or not it's purposeful or not, but you can see the dynamic of it. They're all kind of lower chairs. They're like kind of squatty chairs.
Yeah.
And then he's sitting up high in that desk, and they're all just sitting there listening to him. And they're like, "Oh, this is horrible, so demeaning, and all this and that." I'm like, "No, that's what leadership looks like." They all look and they see this guy willing to make deals and to make things better. Give a little, take a little. It's pretty impressive to watch, and I'm pretty excited. The idea that we can bring an end to multiple wars.
Oh, yeah.
All over the world. That's pretty heartening, I guess is the word. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better word for that, but I'm cautiously optimistic, as I am with everything.
Oh yeah.
To watch the world start to make a shift away from chaos and ignorance. You know, I think for most of us, you know, we're just all working class folks living our lives out, and we watch all of this stuff at the political level and around the world, and you think, how can any sane person think like that?
Right.
You know, I seriously, you know, common sense says you would do this.
Oh yeah, it's, you know, and I'm sure you have friends around the world also, but speaking to them, a lot of especially during the last presidency, like, what happened to you guys?
Yeah,
are you guys idiots? And it's like, well, no, but
we don't think so, but it's starting to seem to look that way.
There are enough that they've elected these people, or somehow.
Yeah, it is amazing. On that point, elections. Have you heard the latest update?
Yeah.
So Trump is, and this isn't in the mass media at all, hardly it seems, but I saw the report on it yesterday or the day before. He's making a move to ban all mail-in ballots except for absentee voting.
Yeah.
All mail-in ballots for all federal elections. Now, he can't mandate that at the state level.
Right.
But he can, they can, from the federal level, say, look, no mail-in ballots count for federal elections. Right. And that would be huge.
Oh, yeah. Because then you'd stop that. You know, what was it? California took how many months to count their ballots?
Yeah.
You know,
and they just, you know, carloads of them just magically appear out of nowhere.
And, you know, that happens way too often where you're looking at the numbers and you're like, okay, so-and-so won.
Yeah.
Oh, at 3 o'clock in the morning, a van showed up with 60,000 ballots, and they all were for
one person. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And not to mention, so part of that deal they're looking at is trying to force people away from the Dominion voting machines as well. These machines that are connected to the internet that can be possibly manipulated. We don't have any hard proof of that, but the fact that the possibility exists, I think is nonsense. I think you know, the hand counted ballots, the going back to an old school version of this.
Oh yeah.
Voter ID, no mail in. You got to either show up or be an absentee voter, which you have to prove. As a guy who's been around the world, I had to prove that I was an absentee voter, you know, get my absentee ballots, you know, have them mailed to me, and you had to have them postmarked by a certain date, and you had to have them back in. But I think bringing back some kind of election integrity, I think you would really see a more representative view of what this country thinks.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. And it's a lot of the things also with certain states making their own laws of you cannot ask for ID, you cannot.
Yeah.
And on the federal level, you know, and it was talking about California in particular, where there were certain cities and precincts that asked for ID.
Yeah.
And Newsom said, no, you cannot do that. And they made them take that away so that anyone could walk in and vote.
Yeah.
And it's...
I think even if we can't go back and show that there has been fraud, which I think the 2020 elections versus the 2024 elections make it apparent there was something, because something like 40 million votes were missing, you know, from 2020 to 2024.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, like 40 million people decide not to vote.
Right.
That's kind of an unusual thing, but I think the fact that the opportunity exists, you know, there's one thing to be said about making things easy, but when you make it so easy that it's easy to cheat, I think you know, voting is one of the most important portions of our country. You know, we've been given this opportunity. We have a representative government. We get to vote on our representatives, and they're supposed to represent our values. And I think to open it up where people can cheat that system is a very poor stewarding of this right and freedom that we've been given.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's like the 2020 election made a lot of people feel like we were a banana republic.
Yeah.
It was
really
just,
did.
This is a fake deal. You know, it's like, oh, yeah. Venezuela has elections.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
You know, no
Russia
one-
has elections.
Yeah.
Putin gets 99% of the vote, but you know.
Right. It's that. It's.
But that's what it felt like we were headed, and so I'm excited to watch as this thing continues. I mean, think about this. We're only, let's see, 10 months, 9 months, really into this his second term, and the stuff he's accomplished in that period. At this pace, the world this country will look like an entirely different country in 4 years than what it has.
Well, and like the stuff in D.C. You know, my dad grew up in Virginia. I spent so many summers in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were visiting about a decade ago, and it wasn't as bad as it is now.
Yeah.
We weren't walking at night.
No. Yeah.
Around. Whereas, you know, when I was a kid and teenager, it was still a big city, but it felt safe.
Yeah.
Whereas then 10 years ago, it was like, okay, myself, my dad, and my nephew, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to stay. We're not going walking around now. And that's just sad because D.C. is such a beautiful city when it's clean.
Yeah. Someone made a metaphor that it might have been Trump, might have been someone else about, you know, you walk up to a house and the first thing you see is the front door. And if that front door is all beaten up and broken and you know, you go, you know, or the front lawn, you know, and you go, well, what's inside? And that you know, D.C. is the front door to the nation, you know, so world leaders are coming there and stuff, and they look around and they go, why should we listen to these people? They can't even keep their own capital clean.
Yeah.
But I've been watching videos from it, and it's been amazing. Like, you know, like they're out there cleaning the streets. They're hauling off. You know, there was people like homeless people in tents on national monuments.
Yeah.
You know, and like, come on, seriously? Like, we've allowed this? This is what we've. It's been probably about 5 years, 6 or 7 years since I've been to the Capitol.
Okay.
You know, but obviously it's degraded even further from what it was.
Yeah.
So.
But it's like a video I saw yesterday of a woman, you know, screaming with a megaphone, using certain words to the police. And, because they're arresting what looked like a homeless guy.
Yeah.
And the person who was filming before the woman came, he thought the same thing.
Yeah.
And asked, and one of the police officers like, no, he's dealing drugs.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, and he's still filming, and they're laying out all the drugs in a bag full of money.
Yeah.
And this woman is screaming and yelling that the poor homeless. And the guy's like, you do know he's dealing drugs. No, see that big pile?
That's drugs right there.
That was in his homeless little bag.
Yeah.
But she didn't care. She still continued to yell obscenities through a megaphone.
We live in a culture that glorifies victimhood.
Yeah.
So if we can make someone a victim, then they're right no matter what they've done, and that's a wrong-headed thinking.
Oh yeah.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. It doesn't it doesn't change from person to person based upon their circumstances.
Right.
You know, we can't allow lawlessness just because people are poor. We can't allow, you know, the scriptures speak to this. You know, we're not to show, you know, the rich man one way and the poor man the other way, or vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, we can't show that. I can't. There's a word that's escaped my mind, but you know, everyone has to be treated equally.
Oh yeah.
Across the board. That's up and down the ladder, and so I think that's something it's amazing to watch come into our culture once again. We're regaining an American culture that once existed, but I think we can improve upon that even further.
And that sense of accountability.
Yeah.
Not only holding yourself accountable, but others.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
Yeah.
It's, when I am doing something stupid, I need good friends to tell me,
right,
hey, this is not, have you thought about that? Or,
Yeah.
And that I'm thankful that I have those relationships with people that we can do that.
Yeah, stand tall, act like men, be strong.
Yeah.
But do it in love. That's the kicker of it all.
What is it? Be nice until it's time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the ability to correct someone and give them, a direction without wavering because their feelings might be hurt. That's the ability we need to regain. So, all right, bud. Appreciate you coming on with me. Let's go ahead and take a quick weather and commercial break, and then right after that, we'll be back with Aaron Irvin. We'll hear our stock market report.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment. Hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a little bit of that monsoon air getting into our area today, so we do have a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Some sunshine, though. We're headed for the mid and upper 90s. Overnight, a few showers hanging around. We'll be in the upper 60s to about 70, and then about the same for Wednesday. Scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Mix of sun and clouds, mid 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Sometimes that dog barking is an Artesia Bulldog preparing for victory. Most of the time, however, it's probably just the family pet asking for attention. Artesia Animal Clinic provides a full range of services for just about any size pet or animal. Our new clinic has been expanded to provide better quality of care, including an in-house laboratory, radiology, surgery, herd health, and more. So the next time your pet looks like they could use some extra care, come by Artesia Animal Clinic in our newly remodeled and expanded facility at 110 West Mahone Drive.
Downtown Artesia is the place to be September 11th through the 13th for 3 nights of music, culture, and community. Thursday kicks off with New Mexico Heritage Night, mariachi, tejano, and local flavor. Friday's all about indie folk vibes. And Saturday, Red Dirt, Black Gold with headliner Cody Canada and The Departed. Gates open at 5, music starts at 6. Plus, interactive vendors, shopping, food, and cold drinks all weekend long. Bring your boots, bring your friends, and experience Artesia like never before. Full schedule at reddirtblackgold.com. A heartfelt thank you to the City of Artesia for making this event possible. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Summer vacation is here. But just because you're on vacation doesn't mean your teeth should be. Protect your teeth this summer with a few summer tooth tips. First, drink lots of water. Believe it or not, most of the problems start with a dry mouth. Keep yourself and your mouth hydrated and happy. Avoid sugary drinks and avoid chewing on ice. Sure, it cools you off, but it's not great for your teeth. Don't forget to brush and floss regularly and dry out your toothbrush. Save your teeth for summer's sake. These tooth tips brought to you by Dr. K. Youngren and Smile Expressions, 2520 Hermosa Drive, Artesia.
Artesia Clean and Beautiful is pleased to announce that the traveling dumpsters are back. August 11th through August 24th, they will be sitting at the corner of Grand and 13th Street behind the APS storage building. Now's the time to clean up that garage, storage, or yard. Trash your trash with Artesia Clean and Beautiful. No hazardous waste or tires. Call 575-513-0143. This message brought to you by H.F. Sinclair Navajo Refining.
Do you know what the hardest part of dealing with a roofer is? Just trying to get them on the phone. Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I want you to know that you can always trust Trustmark Roofing to answer our phone. Need a free roof inspection? Just call us at 575-755-ROOF and we'll answer with a live person, a real human being. Have a roofing project already going with us and need to discuss it? Just call 575-755-ROOF and we will answer the phone. No answering machine, no voicemails, and no weird robot automated attendant. That's because at Trustmark Roofing, we're all about relationships and treating people right. That's true for customers and vendors and insurance companies and employees. Anyone and everyone who comes in contact with our company. So if you have any roofing needs at all, trust Trustmark to treat you right and to answer the phone. Our number again is 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
When you or a loved one need medical transport, TransAero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas, ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Flown for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. We're joined by Zoom by our good friend Aaron Irving. Aaron, how are you doing today, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. Just had a fish and chips truck pull up in front of my office here.
Yeah, hey, I had heard about that, the fish and chips. So they're over in front of your office, huh?
They just pulled up. I don't know where they're going to be stationed. They haven't opened up. I hope they don't open up like right in front of my door like that, but we'll see.
I had read something online about them. Hey, that's something you don't get here in the Southwest desert too often, is some good fish and chips. So I'm excited to see what it's like.
Yeah, I tried them when they were in Carlsbad. They were pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good meals.
Did you? I think that was one of the things I told you about. Like when you're in Australia, you got to go get fish and chips, man, because the best fish and chips I ever had in my life was in Perth, Australia. And there was like a place right off the docks when we got off the boats, and we walk over there, and like they just slap it into a newspaper with French fries and fish and chips, and then just roll it up like a cone. It was like like an ice cream cone, a newspaper ice cream cone, just full of fish and chips. Absolutely amazing. I was like, that's done the right way right there.
Yeah.
So, well, you got a good joke for us today?
Well, we'll see if it's good or not. I've got one for you. All right. So President Trump and Putin meet in Moscow. They're debating the merits of their respective societies, and they argue about moral values and which country's doing better. Trump said, "I heard that all Russians are alcoholics." Putin says, "No, that's a Russophobic myth. I bet there's not a single drunk out in Moscow tonight." Trump said, "I don't believe you. I bet if we take your limo out for a spin, I'll see drunks staggering around all over." Putin said, "Okay, let me prove you wrong. We'll drive around, and if you see one single drunk, you can shoot them with my own gun." So Putin lets the FSB know what they're doing, tells them to do a sweep and round up every single drunk on their route. He says if Trump sees a single drunk, everyone's going to get sent to Siberia. So Trump and Putin are driving around for about 10 minutes, and the streets are empty. Not a single person is out, let alone a drunk. Trump's about to accept defeat when a visibly drunk man staggers out of an apartment building singing a Russian folk song. Trump leans out the window and shoots him. Trump says, "See, Vlad, I saw one person and he was a drunk. All Russians are drunks." So 6 months later, Putin travels to Washington, D.C., and he and Trump are having the same argument about morals and society. Putin suggests they do the same thing they did in Moscow, and he'll shoot any drunks that he sees on Washington streets. Trump lets the Secret Service know to go ahead and make sure there's no drunks anywhere on the route. So the two presidents are driving around for about 10 minutes without seeing anyone. Just as they're turning around, a huge group of drunks stumbles out of a bar. Putin gets excited, leans out the window, and mows them all down. He teases Trump the rest of the night. Putin says, "Donald, you said Russians were worse drunks than Americans. I just killed 20 of them. Looks like Russia wins again." Next morning, Putin picks up the paper and sees the headline, 20 Russian embassy workers slain in drive-by shooting.
Oh, I didn't see that one coming, but that's good. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, man. Well, why don't you go ahead and give us our financial report, and we'll visit on the other side.
All right. This is Aaron Irving with LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC, bringing you your mid-morning stock market report for Tuesday, August the 19th. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose to a new record high this morning thanks to strong gains in Home Depot, while the NASDAQ Composite struggled as NVIDIA led the chip sector lower. The 30-stock Dow rose 0.3%, while the NASDAQ Composite dropped 1.1%. The S&P 500 was 0.3% lower as well. Shares of several big-name chip makers declined during the session, putting pressure on the NASDAQ and S&P 500. NVIDIA shares dropped 2%, while AMD and Broadcom slipped more than 4% and 2% respectively. The VanEck Semiconductor ETF SMH dropped 1%. Other major tech-related names such as Tesla, Meta Platforms, and Netflix were also under pressure. Home Depot shares rose 3.7%, driving the price-weighted Dow higher after the home improvement giant maintained its full-year outlook, even though the second quarter earnings came in below expectations. Investors will be awaiting earnings from Lowe's, Walmart, and Target, set to release later this week for insights on how the consumer is faring amid mixed inflation outlook and evolving U.S. trade policy. Wall Street is also looking for clues from Chairman Jerome Powell as to what will happen at the central bank's remaining policy meetings this year. Central bank officials from around the globe will be convening this week in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, for the Fed's annual economic symposium. The Fed Funds futures market is indicating an 83% chance for a quarter-point rate cut at the Fed's next policy meeting in September, according to CME Group's FedWatch tool. Today's moves come after a mostly quiet session yesterday, where the S&P 500 closed less than 1 point lower, it's still sitting inches below a record high set last week. Currently, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is 79 points higher at 44,966. The S&P 500 is down 16 points at 6,432. The NASDAQ Composite is off by 206 points to 21,423. West Texas Intermediate crude is down 63 cents a barrel to $62.79. Stocks of local interest: HF Sinclair is up $1.01 per share to $45.65 a share. Walmart is up $1.04 to $101.74. Duke Energy is up $1.30 a share to $122.76. And Apple is 55 cents higher at $231.46 a share. This is Aaron Irving with Oakley & Irving Wealth Management, serving business owners and energy industry professionals in the Pecos Valley and beyond. You can find us at oywealth.com or at our offices in Artesia and Carlsbad. You can call us at 575-887-7075. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA, the SIPC.
All right, man. Well, it sounds like the stock market continues to do what the stock market does.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the Fed in there. Okay, so I'm a sucker for conspiracy theories and crazy history and everything else. And so when I started digging into like where did the Fed come from and what is it, I was quite blown away. Have you studied Jekyll Island?
I have not. There's a I forget which thriller series. I read several of them where the Fed was like one of the central things about where they were. There's a lot of conspiracy stuff on the Fed, but
yeah,
it was part of a thriller series, so I didn't know what was.
Yeah. No, so the Federal Reserve, one of the things I don't think a lot of people realize, and I know I didn't realize for the longest time, it's not a government entity. It is a private bank. The central bank is a private bank. And it was actually started in a secret meeting by the world's most powerful men, or America's most powerful men, on an island meeting, a secret island meeting, Jekyll Island in Georgia in 1910. All these very wealthy people got together. Before that, I guess the banking system was kind of, every bank put out its own currency and everything else, and it was kind of all over, and it went up and down, up and down, up and down, and so they decided they needed to stabilize it. So they convinced the federal government to pass a law to basically give them control of the entire banking system of America. That's a little bit
That's
disconcerting. Looking at that whole system, I think all of us need to make sure we keep a good level head about us, because the understanding that these people actually control the banking system and everything else, it's a little bit interesting to understand that history and know how that whole system works.
Yeah, I do need to read up on that more. It was interesting when I was reading in that book. They did talk about Jekyll Island in that meeting.
Yeah.
So that's
I can't remember. Let's see, who all was it?
J.P. Morgan was there, right?
Yeah, Morgan was there. Paul Warburg, Henry Davison, Frank Vanderlip, and Senator Aldrich. I guess he was the guy who kind of pulled it all together and pulled these guys after the panic in 1907. He pulled them all together and said, "Hey, we need to fix this. We need to stabilize this." And then, so of course, it wasn't too long after that we ditched the gold standard, and created the fiat currency we currently have.
Right.
And now it's even moving. I think the next step I think a lot of them are looking for is to move away from even any kind of paper currency whatsoever, and move to an entire electronic currency. But that's very interesting to look at and see.
Yeah, and thankfully we're a long way off from the full digital currency, but that's where government has total control, because that would be, if we don't like what you said, all your money's gone.
Push of a button, they lock down everything you got. Gold prices would go through the roof, though.
They would.
Gold and silver would go through the roof, because people would start hoarding gold and silver.
You'd have a black market currency.
Oh, you absolutely. Well, I mean, that's what was it, Bitcoin? That's really kind of what started with Bitcoin.
That's kind of why it was developed, and it's not quite.
It's definitely not that anymore.
It is trackable very easily.
Yeah. But go look at it. If you want to know some interesting history, go in and study the history of what happened on Jekyll Island in 1910, and how we got to the current banking system we have, and how it controls basically everything, about your money. I mean, we're all just sitting here with bated breath, waiting for them to lower our interest rates so that we can actually afford stuff again. So,
right.
It's good to know the good Lord's in charge of everything, because if it was left up to men, we'd destroy this entire experiment quickly.
We would have destroyed it a long time ago.
I think so, absolutely. All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the report, and good visiting with you, man.
Absolutely. You have a good one.
See you Thursday.
All right.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Over the weekend, Artesia Clean and Beautiful held the dedication ceremony for the Eagle Draw Community Mural. The city is expressing gratitude to everyone who came out and helped paint the longest mural in town. Don't forget, you can follow along on the Artesia Rec Center project on YouTube. Over the past few months, the city's contractors have been putting out weekly videos showing each step of the construction process. Stay up to date on the project and also watch how it all started from the very beginning. Just search Artesia Rec Center on YouTube. The National Farm to Cafeteria Conference is scheduled at the Albuquerque Convention Center in December on the 1st through 4th, hosted by the National Farm to School Network, with support from New Mexico partners, including Farm to Table. The conference is the premier event for anyone passionate about bringing local food to institutional settings and driving positive change in the food system. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Well, the Artesia Bulldogs girls soccer team sure got off to a good start over the weekend playing in Silver. They played 2 games on Saturday. Artesia won the first game against host Silver. 2-0 was the final there. And then Artesia blew out Alamogordo in the second game. 10-0 was the final. So Artesia's 2-0, and they'll take on Hobbs tonight at 6 o'clock, the season opener for the Hobbs Eagles. Meanwhile, the Carlsbad girls get started tonight. They will be playing in a 6:30 game against Lovington. That's the the lid lifter for both teams, in fact. And then the Artesia boys will be at Hobbs tonight. The season opener for the Dogs, that starts at 6 o'clock in Hobbs against the Eagles. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Great Barry Farber. He said there's never been a country in the history of mankind that has accumulated more power and abused it less than the United States of America. And I add to that, there's never been a country in the history of mankind that has accumulated more power and used it to advance the good of mankind more than the United States. The country that gains the least out of all of this is our country. It's not like we're doing this for some financial windfall or that we're going to have some type of territorial gain out of any of this. The president keeps emphasizing again and again that he wants the killing to stop.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, did you hear that Florida just legalized gold and silver? Yep, my new home state, the free state of Florida, has made it legal to use gold and silver as money. Now, Governor DeSantis explained it all by saying, this is our ability to give you the financial freedom to be able to protect yourself against the declining value of the dollar. This is exactly why I partnered with a top precious metals company myself. If you want to learn more about how gold and silver can help protect your money, if you want to inform yourself, do your due diligence, reach out to my partners at Goldco. They're a great company. I'm a customer. They've helped me out tremendously. Check them out on the web, HannityGold.com, or call, no obligation, 855-815-GOLD. Get their free 2025 gold and silver kit. You'll also learn about their unlimited bonus silver offer. That's 855-815-GOLD or HannityGold.com. That's HannityGold.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a little bit of that monsoon air getting into our area today, so we do have a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Some sunshine, though. We're headed for the mid and upper 90s. Overnight, a few showers hanging around. Will be in the upper 60s to about 70, and then about the same for Wednesday. Scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Mix of sun and clouds, mid 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. We're joined in studio now by Miss Nancy Husselman from the Eddy County DWI. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome.
Hope the rest of the world is too.
Yeah. So, I asked you in between. You're like, I'm not. Well, it happens. So Eddy County DWI, you guys are an organization here in the county, and your entire purpose is try to educate. I think is probably your highest goal there is educate, especially our young people, on the dangers and the problems with driving drunk, or at this point, intoxicated, meaning high or drunk or whatever it might be. Don't get behind the wheel if you're impaired in any way. So what are some of the things you guys do as an organization here in the county to try to get that message out?
Doing exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then we have different things going on throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. Is there any educational stuff you guys have got planned for the school year that you know of? I know like sometimes they'll bring the simulators in and things like that. And
they are going to be doing that, but I'm going to see if I can't get one of the people from the actual office to come in and talk about all of that.
That'd be great.
I'm not ever in the office,
Yeah.
I'm not really up on what they're doing, so I don't want to say something that might have popped in my head 3 years ago. So,
yeah.
But I happened to think coming in about a training I went to in Albuquerque, in which this man, and I couldn't find my paperwork right at the last moment, even if I still have it, because this was years ago.
Yeah.
The man that facilitated all of this went into, I think, about 5 different colleges across the country, not just right here in New Mexico, but across the country. And he actually built a bar setting on the campus, of course, with permission and all this.
Yeah.
And he got all of the different kinds of alcohol and managed to, I don't know how he did all of this, okay, to make it taste original.
Okay.
Like if it was a particular kind of whiskey or whatever.
Right.
They made all of these drinks, and they made it a bar, and they put it on campuses, colleges' campuses. But it was actually just water.
Flavored water.
Flavored water.
Yeah.
But it was the mental part that they were interested in, was who's going to come and how are they going to act when they walk through the door.
Yeah.
What was their reactions going to be? And it was really very, very interesting that every one of the kids thought they were drunk when they left.
Oh, so it was unknown to.
No, the kids didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But they actually thought that they were drinking.
Yeah, placebo effect.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one girl, which they thought was the most interesting, said no, she wouldn't drink because she always broke out in hives. Well, they had somebody there talking her into drinking, like people do.
Right.
And she was drinking this water. Well, it was a whiskey of some kind. And she was drinking it, and she actually broke out in hives. Her mental state had put her there.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was to show the kids that they didn't have to drink alcohol to get drunk. That they could, and not have those side effects that comes along with getting drunk. But I thought that was one of the most interesting.
I'll have to look in. I'll have to see if I can dig that up and look into that study, because that'd be.
I wish I could remember the guy's name, but this was many years ago.
Right.
But I was thinking about that this morning, and our kids have gone back to school. They're making decisions of their own. Hopefully, they're making the right decisions. But if you can just stop and think, you don't have to get drunk to have a good time.
No, right, correct.
You don't have, and you certainly don't want to be drinking if you're going to be driving.
Yeah.
You are young. You're inexperienced, even though you think you know it all.
Yeah.
You're inexperienced.
As a youth, your reaction time is not what it is for someone who's been driving for 30, 40 years as it is.
No.
Then you add an impairment on top of that, your reaction time becomes very, very minimal.
Yes.
Here's one of the things, and we're talking about stuff. Tell us why you got into this, because you've actually got firsthand experience in this world. So tell us a little bit about your story, about how you kind of came into wanting to work within this world. I know you were involved in an accident young.
Yes, I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
When I unfortunately met my first drunk driver.
Right.
Unfortunately, it was in a horrible crash. I was with 3 friends. And we all worked together, and we thought we had worked working at the lodge at Cloudcroft, and it was during the summer and all this kind of stuff. And we just decided, well, we're going to run down McGordo and just get a Coke and then come back, because we had to work at 6 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah.
So we get off work and we're going down the mountain. And just before the tunnel, there was a state police officer. And the girl that was driving hadn't really never driven that mountain. She didn't know, and she was going probably 25, 30 miles an hour, which I thought, we're never going to get there because I know the road better.
Yeah, exactly.
So we go through the tunnel, and just as on the other side of the tunnel, a woman and her mom, she was very, very drunk. She crossed the line and slammed into us. And when she did, the injuries were severe for everyone that was in the car. All 4 of us were severely injured.
Yeah.
I was the worst because she had a small car, and I was sitting in the front seat. I had my seatbelt on, no shoulder harness,
in those days.
in those days.
Yeah.
So I went through the windshield 3 times and then hit the side window. So my face was just, I was a bloody mess. But it was one of those, and I'm going to just say it on the radio, it was a God thing. Because the ambulance that would have had to come out of Alamogordo had been sent to La Luz, which is not far.
Yeah.
And they were coming back. They didn't have anybody in their ambulance or anything when the call came in. So it was able to go just zooming right up there to where we were at.
Yeah.
I was, my, this, whatever the
Temple.
arteries
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That split and you bleed out real quick. It was split this direction.
Yeah.
So I was absolutely spraying blood all over that car.
Yeah.
They didn't even know. They couldn't even tell who was hurt the worst. There was so much blood. And then they finally realized that
it was you.
It was me.
Yeah.
And if they didn't get me to the hospital pretty quick, I was going to be dead.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I remember the doctor saying, so well, if you hadn't have been as strong as a horse, you would have died.
Yeah.
So that's basically my story. He started sewing on my face it was about 10 o'clock, and he finally got finished at 6:30 the next morning.
Oh, goodness.
That's how much damage that was done.
Yeah.
And of course, I lost part of my eyesight and had to have multiple surgeries after that.
Yeah.
The girl that was sitting behind me was very fragile, and she literally, to say that she went insane sounds harsh, but she did.
It affected her mental state for the rest of her life. Yeah.
The girl that was right next to her was going to college to be a volleyball coach. Both of her knees were shattered. The girl that was driving got her arm tangled up in the steering wheel and twisted her arm around and busted up her elbow.
Yeah.
So there was multiple injuries. The woman that was the drunk driver broke her leg.
Yeah.
So her mom was quite old, and they were rushing to go to her brother's had a heart attack in Lubbock. So they were rushing in the first place. But come to find out, the woman had had something like 14 or 15 prior DWIs. So it's, when I say DWIs like that, it's many people, like the Richardsons, for instance, the man that killed their daughter. He had multiple DWIs and has had many since.
Oh, goodness.
So it's a real problem. It's a real issue.
It really is. And I think the reason I want people to hear that story is because if you haven't encountered it in your life, if you haven't been associated with or dealt with someone, then these are real people, and there's real consequences to such a ridiculously preventable issue. The fact that we allow people to go over and over and over and over and over again is definitely, I mean, and we're talking, I don't know if you want to tell what year that was, reveal your age, but.
Well, I'm 75 and
75.
I was.
Yeah, so I mean, we're talking.
it's over 50 years.
Almost over 50 years ago. And so you can't tell me in 50 years, we still have people, driving after multiple DWIs and still continuing to do it. It just makes no sense. It's definitely something I think we need to focus on as a society. Is to address this and go, well, why do we continue to allow this to happen? It's just like the crime in the streets. We have to address it at some point. And I think what you guys do is a phenomenal deal. You go around, you're educating these kids, but our government, our authorities have to do something on the other side of it as well.
Yeah.
So.
And then we need to remember that, and I'll just say for myself, my body is not what it was then. Even though I'm older, driving around half blind, I do pretty good.
Right.
My body, my knees, everything that was crashed up in that wreck, and the other
still
girls,
dealing with it.
And there's thousands and thousands of people in hospitals because of drunk driving.
Yeah.
So let's just stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
knock it off.
Yeah, knock it off.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Tell us your story, Nancy, and we'll see you next time.
ever. The National Championship Air Races are touching down in Roswell, New Mexico from September 10th through the 14th. Witness the world's best pilots battle it out in the fastest motorsport on the planet. Vintage warbirds, cutting-edge jets, aerobatics, and family fun, all against the stunning New Mexico sky.
3, 2, 1.
Get your tickets now at airrace.org. Don't miss this high-octane spectacle.
When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
I'm Brett. I work at Chevron, and this is my New Mexico. Camping is one of my favorite things to do here. There's really nothing like it. I feel a lot of pride working for Chevron. Lowering carbon intensity is very important in my job. New Mexico really is the land of enchantment.
Learn more at chevron.com/Brett.
Did you know Artesia Ford now offers mobile service? That's right, we come to you. From fluid and air filter changes, battery and wiper replacements, low tires to diagnostic scans and software updates, Artesia Ford's mobile service makes light maintenance easy and convenient. Call Stephen Chavarria, your mobile service manager today, 575-746-3578 to schedule your visit. Limited services and distances apply, so don't wait. Get service on the go with Artesia Ford.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota L-Series compact tractor, the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, get select L2502 series for as low as $21,999 or $325 per month. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
The City of Artesia is proud to announce that we've renewed our agreement with Trans-Aero Medevac. This means that Eddy County residents are automatically enrolled in Trans-Aero's free air ambulance membership program, ensuring there are no out-of-pocket costs that need to be paid if you're flown to a hospital by Trans-Aero. Remember, this benefit only applies to Trans-Aero Medevac. To receive this benefit, ask for Trans-Aero specifically in a medical emergency. For situations where you cannot speak, make sure you have your Trans-Aero membership card alongside either your ID or health insurance card. This will act as a request for Trans-Aero Medevac. You can print out the membership card on the City of Artesia's website. In life's most critical moments, Trans-Aero, the City of Artesia, and our partners stand ready to help when you need it most. If you're an Eddy County resident, take advantage of this free benefit and make sure you fly with Trans-Aero Medevac.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
Oh, I'm John Scott. A historic diplomatic meeting at the White House on Monday, and now President Trump has started arranging a meeting between Ukraine's Zelensky and Russia's Putin in an effort to end the war between their two countries.
These are the heads of major countries.
President Trump hosting Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and 7 European leaders to discuss how to end the war with Russia.
All of us would obviously prefer an immediate ceasefire while we work on a lasting peace.
But he told them,
in a very significant step, President Putin agreed that Russia would accept security guarantees for Ukraine.
Adding,
the European nations are going to take a lot of the burden. We're going to help them.
After the session, President Trump said he again spoke to Putin to begin arrangements for a face-to-face meeting between the Russian leader and Zelensky. Ben Thomas, Washington.
Hurricane Aaron, a Category 2 storm, forced evacuations along North Carolina's Outer Banks, but experts warn the storm is expected to become larger as it moves over the western Atlantic Ocean through the week, and dangerous rip currents are expected at tri-state beaches. Aaron about 700 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras. From the foreign desk, Pyongyang raises its familiar complaints
about scheduled joint military drills between the U.S. and South Korea.
Kim Jong-un has condemned South Korean-U.S. military drills. He was inspecting his most advanced warship being fitted with nuclear-capable systems as he vowed a rapid expansion of his nuclear forces to counter rivals. Kim's visit to the western port of Nampo on Monday came as the South Korean and U.S. militaries kicked off their annual large-scale summertime exercise. It's meant to bolster readiness against growing North Korean threats. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
And on Wall Street, stocks have moved lower, the Dow dropping 6 points, the Nasdaq down 222. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. You work hard, you build wisely, your home has become one of your greatest assets. If you're staying put this summer, this might be the perfect time to put that equity to work. Whether it's funding a second home, helping your kids get their start, or simply creating more margin in your financial life, Mike and Brian at Fellowship Home Loans are the only ones I trust to guide you through it. They've done loans for my family. They tailor every loan to fit your goals. Fellowship is a direct lender and operates with your best interest in mind. If you're looking to access your equity through a refi or exploring a HELOC for some cash this summer for a second property, or maybe tackle those updates you've been putting off, start with people you trust, people I trust. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
A federal appeals court has ruled that part of a tax on digital advertising in Maryland aimed at big tech is unconstitutional.
The ruling by a three-judge panel of the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals says a ban on identifying the tax as a way of passing it along to customers violates free speech. Now, the ruling reverses a decision by U.S. District Judge Lydia K. Grigsby and sends the case back to her with instructions to consider an appropriate remedy in light of the panel's decision. Big Tech had argued the law unfairly targets companies like Meta, Google, and Amazon.